Hello, guys. Oh, yeah. We're back, and there is more drama. Here is what the game state is once again. This is like a Paris spaghetti cake top box, and they have put it over the board. Oh, yeah. More controversy this time. More controversy this time. Let's see what's going on. House Cat, welcome to the follow. I have missed many of you guys. Apologize, but the, the LG Cup finals are quite a are quite a are quite interesting. Here is what is happening now, which is people play. The game is paused again. The referees have intervened, and the possible offense, happened right around here. Right around here. Um, right, a few moves before this. Here, when Kejie took this one stone, again he put it next to the clock, and then when he took this stone, he put it next to the board, so not in the lid as we had seen before. But at some unknown moment later, at around this point, at this move, I don't know how many minutes it has passed, he puts the stones into the lid. So now the stones are in the lid. He has realized and he put his stones in the lid, but the stones have been outside the lid for a while. So it's like an unknown number of I think it's minutes. The minutes that the stones one stone. It's been minutes that one stone has spent time outside the lid. He has found it and put it back, and there may have been two stones outside the lid. Yes, it's happening again. I can't believe it happened again. I was wondering what happened this time. Yeah. However, there is something a little bit different this time than the game yesterday. This time, Byun is playing white, and Byun is actually way ahead in this game right now. In fact, the entire left-hand side is captured. This group is captured. This 3 stones is captured, and all these stones are captured for white. So white has a lot of territory. Kejie is in a very tough spot, and here either white connects and tries to live with the entire group and wins. If he succeeds in living, he wins. If he dies, of course, white loses. This is too big. Or white plays here, and he has some kind of a smaller but also significant lead, giving up this outside. Black has to play here. So, white is at a very strong. So Byun is at a very strong position right now. And here is one thing that. Yeah, how did the left-hand side die? We'll take a look at this very soon. Here's a very interesting about any rules and laws that tends to happen, and this is also why culturally, China, America, and Japan has a lot, and Europe, ancient Greece with the Olympics and so on, has a lot of this fair play fighting. Fair play kind of, I want to win, but I want to play fair most of all, and everything. And if the opponent breaks a rule, if it doesn't hurt the competition, it's okay. It's a lot of leniency. So usually when you are strong, you tend to be much more lenient. You tend to be much more forgiving. And this has a lot of like realism, like real politics kind of implications and everything. So this time it's a second. I don't know if they'll count this as a third offense, or if they'll do this as a 2 point thing, or if they'll be like you realized, so you so the game can continue. It's anything can happen this time around, so it's a very interesting situation because if you're on the stronger side, you tend to be more lenient. White is winning this game. Byun is has a very good game so far, and so there's a high possibility of being more lenient this time. Just how I mean, I don't know. And maybe they're so afraid of Kejie that they're gonna just forfeit the match right now, and they'll say that it is he was so rude. He, multiple rule offenses over and over. He was too rude, and we got him. And this is how most Koreans feel, which is the with the Chinese Go community. This is something that they don't. They're not really understanding it right now. They're like, I was expecting you to have this, sportsmanship moment, whereas, sportsmanship moment where it's like, here, I will, like in football, you're like, you fell down, let me hold you up, and then we'll run down the field together, that sort of thing. But then the Koreans are like, this really really rude Chinese players are feel finally getting their comeuppance at the international game, and look, this is we got them. This is how the Koreans generally are feeling. Especially the the this I think this is how they're feeling. I'm not sure. I don't read the Korean chat, so I think this is how they're feeling. And then the other side, there's a huge gap of like expectations here. It's great, and I really hope that I I'm a middle-aged Go player, and I hope that this brings a little more attention to my YouTube channel, so I can get to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and then I can finally collect some ad fees from YouTube and continue to make a lot of videos, and that my wife will not be as mad at me for making YouTube videos. So. Thank you guys all for watching, and I hope so there's a lot of drama now, so this game started out very even at around this point. It was quite even, and if they do, they will destroy the LG Cup. I would still welcome the attempt to fill in to play in the LG Cup as an American pro. Very important to pause the game for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, though, the referees are. This finals is a clown show. Direct quote from Eric. I think. Thanks. The real. Okay, great. Pausing the game for so long, and it's great. So here is where the game went bad for black. Here it was still relatively playable. The background. So in the back, the players have left their seats now, and this was 37 minutes ago. They left their seats, and right now the scene looks like this. The board is covered. The chairs are still there, so I'm sure they are still. There's still a possibility. The chair is behind these two players right here. This is Kejie's suit jacket right here. So it's not totally settled yet. But this is how it is, and I'll leave the two players somewhere earlier, right where the offense occurred, and we'll keep going over the game. Of course, the game is what's really interesting here. This is about where the offense is being made. So Kejie takes the ko and he puts the stone near the clock once again. And pretty soon the cameras are gonna zoom in over that one stone. I'll just leave this running as here, and then we'll go through the game. I promise we'll go into the game. Yeah, yeah. Keji was really mad, a little bit mad today because he said you can't pause the clock when it's my opponent's turn because this gives him more time to think if something happens. Clearly, Keji is in a lot of pressure, and he's yeah, it's very interesting. It'll be really interesting to see how they go about this. If you guys know, usually in the AGA, because the games don't have so much on the line, usually the referees and people would sort of tend to be more lenient towards any offenses to any rules. That's an American thing, and yeah, China too, and so on. Um, yeah. That's more of American thing, the LG Cup people. But realize, guys, this is not. The majority of Koreans are not going there saying, let's have a fair, let them play it out and, play it out on the game and so on. Realize the majority of Koreans are really saying that, look, we got them. These insolent, disrespectful foreigners are really finally getting it. So just realize this is what, and you'll see. I haven't seen other people go over, recount this. I'm sure the Korean side will, the people who do videos, the Korean people who do videos are gonna be, which is totally reasonable. They're gonna say, the insolent asshole Keji is finally he got what he deserved. And this one is even more because this one he's actually Keji is actually losing on the board, so this game should make them feel even more happy, which is great. I just hope more people tune in to Go as a result of this. More people are tuning into Go, although even though this is kind of like a scandal, kind of like a bad publicity, it's still publicity, so it remains to be seen whether more people are turned off by Go as a result of this, or if so much more attention is paid that more people join. So I don't know. Any publicity is good publicity. Yeah. For me, definitely it is. If I could say something that have my YouTube channel, Twitch channel, get to the Michael Redmond's channel, then I would happily do it. Unfortunately, I think the way to do it is to put out really good game reviews and game knowledge content in a very concise way, which I have not been able to do. So, okay. Any results after the pause? Not yet. Not what I see yet. I haven't seen that yet. Again, the only reason I believe that they're doing this for so long is that they're deliberating. The people behind the rule books, they're saying, should we enforce the rule where yes, we are about to win the game on the board. Should we enforce the rule or not? Should we let it play out and say that we are so lenient? We're so lenient with the rules. We are granting Keji as this insolent person, disrespectful player, a special privilege of playing on in this game. They may do this a lot. Imagine if he did this wearing jeans. Yes, this is a direct reference to a chess tournament in which the #1 player in the world, Magnus Carlsen, wore jeans to the match, and they stopped him from playing. They're like, chess players have to dress in suits. Yeah. Are you being biased? Yes, for sure. But I think I am right in the sense that this is how the general Korean person who's watching the game feels. They want the game to be won, and they don't like it if Keje wins. I would not like that either if I was them. I am not a Korean person, so that's okay. But I definitely think that. So yesterday when the game is kind of close, definitely applies the rule 100%. This time, the payoff of applying the rule or not is not as high. So it's if you have a 90% chance of winning. AI is 98%. White is plus 23 points. AI 98%. Real life maybe 90 to 95%. So applying the rule to give Keje a forfeit has an expected value of that 5% times whatever value you assigned to winning the LG Cup finals, and so the payoff with applying this rule is kind of low. You know what I mean? So it's you know. I think this is how it is. So that's why they're deliberating a long time, and they're like, should we do this? Should we not do this? Yeah, actually, the Baduk TV chat was making fun of the ref and the rules earlier. Okay. Yeah. This game, it's much more likely. This game, White Byun has a comfortable lead and everything. It's much more likely for people to say fair play and let the game continue, give him a 2 points warning, some kind of stuff like that. If it was yesterday's game, let's say if the game was even worse, if Keje was winning the game, like worse yesterday, and then today's thing happened, they'll probably count because there were possibly 2 stones outside the bowl at one time. It technically so 2 times this offense has happened. They might apply this rule 2 times. It's like the first time, it's not like you were caught twice. You were caught doing this twice, and that could easily happen if Keje was winning, I think, judging from how yesterday went. And today it's much less likely. See, so at this moment, this is Keje's black bowl with a lot of stones, and it has 7 dead stones on the inside. So at this moment, Keje has found the stones and placed them into the bowl. And sometime after this, the ref showed up, and it's kind of like we saw you do it on the camera moment. It's not like we see the stone right here on the table moment. So so I highly do not expect the match to be over unless it's like unless this offense carries over game to game, in which it's like you did this offense once and then you do this again in the second game and then you forfeit the match right away, not putting the stone in the lid box. Maybe so at this moment, the ref, basically right around here, the refs came over and they started talking about the rule. And this was 45 minutes ago. Byun sought for a good number of moments after this. So about 37 minutes ago is when this happened. When the refs came over and did this, stopped the game, and okay, so very, very interesting that this happened. This time they came over after he realized. They should have came over earlier, right? But then again, I'm sure they were in the background saying, like, should we go up? Byun is winning already for so long, and and now they're thinking like, should we don't want to look inconsistent. That would really make yesterday very cowardly. So in that sense, we might want to, do the game and then declare the match as a forfeit, or give it a 2 points penalty and let the game continue. That would be hilarious. 1 hour of deliberations behind the scenes, and then come back and say, 2 point penalty, the season offense will count it. Were you able to make out what they were saying? Unfortunately, I speak no Korean, and anything particularly interesting? Unfortunately, no. Quite disappointing to see this in the finals. Yeah, yeah. I feel so. Finals game one was great, and I had a great time in the goal sense doing this. Game two, which ended yesterday, which ended about 24 hours ago. It did give me my most watched, or like the most watched YouTube videos. So I have to say that the selfish me is liking this kind of controversy. But that's entirely selfish, and it's very, very small, small-minded of me. And also, no one watches my videos. I have my biggest watched video is 1,000, 1,100 views. My typical video is like 200, 300 views on YouTube. Uh, doesn't matter so much, but yeah. So you can see how petty I can be, right? You can see how petty I can be. So other people being petty, totally, totally reasonable, understandable. What was Kuja saying? Yes, what was Kuja saying? Kuja was saying that because Byun was thinking for a long time, and they came over to stop the match. He says, well, you can't stop the match because it's my opponent's turn, because now he gets an infinite amount of time to think about the match. While you guys are delaying the game, he could really evaluate this, and so on and so on. He gets more time, basically. He's saying that you can stop the match after my opponent plays a move when it's my move, and you can stop the match then, is what he said. Basically, what he said. I heard something, so that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. Seems reasonable, but let's, at this point, if Byun does have to play, super fast, there is a chance. It's a small chance, but there is a chance. So clearly, Kuja, no one in, Kuja is not giving up on the game, like for sure. So that's something that's good, interesting. Also, yeah, of course, like I am also a notorious late resigner, so of course I totally understand. 1% chance is a 1% chance. So could you still so he's complaining that the refs are coming over to stop the game when it's his opponent's turn. So his opponent is getting more time to think and so on. At least let him move and then stop the match. I don't think they did that though. I think they still stopped the match right now. It's unlikely that Byung would get too much advantage out of this, but yeah. Okay, so that's what he was saying. Kuja was complaining about how they stopped the game during Byung's turn. Yes, exactly. It's all dumb all around. No one wins except the Byun Sangil. But even him, he's just gonna get shat on. Yep, that's right. Yep, the chat gives them extra time to think. That's what the complaint is. The chat is unhinged. Rules, even your president is in jail. So all the English, I think all the English chat is gonna be basically very much on this, like against, this delaying the match and so on. First time the champion to win 0-1. This is saying how if they award Byung the winner out of the rule breaks, and the rule is like placing dead stones on the table instead of inside the lid, he would have won 0 times on the board, on the field, so to speak. And very interesting. I had English translation on before the chat. And chat was going wild. was going wild. They have to stop the match on one player's turn. It makes sense to stop on Byung's turn. The 30 minutes deliberation is the stupid part. Haha. He won't be able to take that extra. He won't be able to take that title away. The Byung, the guy who won 0-1, is what we're talking about here. Very interesting. Okay, anyways, yeah. So a high chance of being very lenient, and but then again, it's been so long. The bad thing is, if you are lenient this time, they're like your rules are just baseless, and you're applying them arbitrarily to your advantage, right? You're winning, you don't apply the rule to win fair and square. Fair and square. When you're losing, you apply the rule. When it's even, you apply the rule so you win. So you only apply the rule to your advantage. If they don't apply the rule, that's their risk. Although the LG reputation, the organizers' reputations may not be so intact at this point, yeah, that's what they're considering. On the other hand, if they do apply the rule and do 2 points, that seems reasonable. But they could have agreed to that in like 4 or 5 minutes for sure. And then, so I don't know how they're deliberating that long after this. Maybe they're, and if they go for like a total application of the rule for consistency's sake, total application could be for 2 points, and that would be all. That would be the game would continue. If they applied it on a even more, I caught you doing this twice basis instead of I caught you once and I will catch you again, that's the second offense. Instead, if they do I catch you doing this twice, because remember it's 2 dead stones, that would be why that would make Byung the 0-1 winner, and of course they really don't want to do that because White is already winning the game anyways. So we already know they are baseless. If they had a base, it wouldn't take 30 minutes. Yeah. Refs should just baby the players for a year while everyone gets used to the new rules. It's a finals, though. Just be like, psst, the stones, instead of pausing the game for who knows how long. They definitely need to come to a decision very, very quickly. Regardless of pause, does just Keji has a chance? White AI shows White ahead by a lot. He does have a chance. I can imagine if I were to play, I would lose with Keji more likely than not. Yeah, going over and arguing. Yeah, right, exactly. This is a fiasco, as they say, and I like myself a fiasco now and then for sure. Although I'm sure, of course, I would not want to be I say I don't want to be either of the 2 players, but let's be honest. If I'm good enough to play in any of them, I would kill. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So yes. Yes. What are they arguing over? Yeah. I don't know how they're arguing over what this is. Don't say no. It's past my bedtime. I have work tomorrow. Me too. My wife is literally super angry at me. I am watching this. I have work tomorrow as well. I mean the East Coast in the US, it's already 12:30. I have to go to the office tomorrow, so I was like, today's the day I go to bed early, and then this happens. Yes, me too. Yeah. So this is the current state of the game. Byung can play this Atari and live relatively easily. Black White is gonna get a Sente I. Somehow, this is clearly a Sente I. Oh my God! What? Okay. White can Atari and Black. This is a Sente I. This is an easy life for White after a Sente I Atari, and then play something easy. So when white Atari's black has to play this capture and then capture these two stones, the outside is probably all dead except maybe the lower right. If this holds, so this is a way white is ahead by 10 to 15 points. Maybe 16 to 17 points if the right, maybe more if the right hand side can live. But this is how white can play. And let me just check. Suppose and so if white doesn't have anything on the lower right, and suppose something like this happens, and just this game just ends like so, maybe like this. This position would be. This position is black at 51%. So this position that I just, oh my god, my fault. I'm opening this thing again. It'll come back. That position I just randomly put is what that I randomly put is 50-50. And so here's the game analysis, and let me get that back. That would be 50-50, and if I were playing, that easily happens. So yeah, reasonable. Connecting and then trying to live totally is the best white is gonna do, but I don't know. I don't know if white is supposed to be able to live. That's a 98%, 23 points variation. Sorry, that's a 96% variation. The Atari is 98%, but the Atari on the second line, as you guys can see here, the next moves white had played these Ataris and tried to live on the right. I can easily imagine the right not being able to live. So I find it hard to choose now. This Byun has been thinking at this position for 10 to 15 minutes or more. So he's also deliberating between these two. So connecting is a lot more risky. It's the whole group is moving out, likely gonna live, but not like 100% gonna live. Atari here is the 90% move, but then you still have to make the right hand side somehow alive. So I definitely wouldn't resign here for either. Still in break time. How is this game still going on? I really like Keje, so I hope he wins. I like Keje too. I hope he wins too, especially after yesterday's result. Thank you for your sacrifice, my lovely. Good morning. Yes, it is morning in the US Eastern Time. Decision hasn't been confirmed. Thanks. I was wondering. There was another rule violation. Yes, another rule violation. Oh my god, yep. At least if they do decide to let the game continue, Keje has a lot of time to think about how he is going to kill it. He has an hour and 30 minutes left. Okay, okay. Alright, it's been a while. Let's take a look at the game in more detail. This is a very interesting jump. Interesting. He's playing as fast as I play my games. It's been 1.5 hours, so slightly faster than most of our games, but we have less time constraints. So we're more constrained on time. So do they seal moves? Feels like they should have. Yes, that's what Keje was arguing for. He said you should make Byun play a move and do this in my turn. A sealed move would be perfect because this way Keje doesn't have any advantage either, because he doesn't know where the opponent moved, and the opponent hasn't had any advantage ever whatsoever with what to think. So, good. Very good idea. Firadin 0011. Very good idea. Very good idea. Yeah. Okay. A few chats on YouTube. Hi, hi. You saw what happened? The same thing again. Yep. Any results after the pause? Not yet. As an American, I feel bad for Kujie. uh, I he has won 8 times other world championships. So we don't have to feel bad for him. We can just say that let's just say if Kujie played in an AGA American tournament, he would not be punished in this manner. Of course, not in Japan either. If the exact same things happened culturally, um, of course, in China too. Like if it's reversed, if it's a tournament in China, the most people are like we should be more lenient with players who don't know the rules, or it's the first time applied, or if it's just harder for them. There's a big sense of that, but just know this: in Korea, I believe the predominant emotion is we finally got him. He was so rude against us for so long, and the other players from China as well. They were so rude for so long. We got him. We got him this time. It's. I believe the mood in Korea is this way. I don't know if it is. Let me know if it is not. So I hope. I hope. Yeah, overview of the controversy being discussed. Please watch my other YouTube video that I did about a day ago. You'll see it. It's the one that I have, one of the most watched ones. And I'll put it into both chats. Thank you guys. Shameless. Yes, I can review the game for us in detail and tell you guys what's going on, but let me shamelessly promote myself first. Okay. Not that this video needs it. I summarized it here. This is our summary, and thank you in advance. And here is a Twitch chat. No, Twitch chat. I will save you guys from this. Every time Korea player gets extra time to think. This is what Kujia was saying. You always do this. Exactly. For how much Korea wins in international like Go championships, you would expect Korea to be more like the USA, China, Japan, and like spirit of the game and stuff. But it's not very much like that. I have a personal theory, and it's a cultural thing, and okay, I will say it. I think it's a cultural thing. Historically, Korea as a country has been a bit smaller than the neighbors, and so as a result, the Koreans have a very like you have to like it's often the solution is to fight to the death, and so the stronger neighboring countries will not be able to invade them because it's too costly. Fight to the death, and so that really like rules. The victors make the rules. The stronger countries make the rules and the customs and everything. So it's very important for Koreans to historically have this like sense. This is also why Korea tends to like as you know, Korea has a lot of holidays which are the same as the Chinese holidays, like the Lunar New Year and stuff. Recipes, things like that. This is why Koreans have to have a lot of. It's an identity crisis. You can't accept that the New Year's holiday is a Chinese thing, because that'll make like why not be a part of China then? It engenders this kind of thinking, and so to survive the Korean people have had to do this. It's a historical thing. And you'll see the Korean movies, the fighting movies. It's never there's never sportsmanship in those. It's always fight, to the death. So yeah. It's there's a lot of that, and I think that's why. And Koreans have used this kind of like mentality to very good success in lots and lots of international affairs. Korea has a standard of living, you know, dollars GDP wise, very similar to Japan now. Um, it's a relatively rich country and everything, so it's a lot of success. And Koreans do win a large, way more like gold medals and everything than their like population or things like that. So yeah, that's my theory. And so there's a bit of a cultural difference. America and China are both very big countries historically. So there's like, yeah, let's play fair. Let's like you'll see like American fishermen do things like, I'm fighting with a fish, and oh, that was a great fight. I'm gonna let you go after this. You know. In Korea, it's like I'm gonna eat you for food. I'm not gonna let you go. In China too, but yeah, it's fishing. Yeah. Okay, that's my theory. I don't know if it is right. I'm sure Koreans disagree with me a lot on this too. You would think with how often Koreans win that they would have more. Korea wins so often anyways, though I doubt that it's like that. Yeah, I agree with ODNIHS here. I doubt it's like that. It's how I was assuming at first as well, and then I see like yesterday and the stuff, and yeah. I'm like, yeah, and I think my understanding is what I just described, which is that. And yeah, so I don't know. That's my take. You guys tuned in on my channel, so that's my take. I know most Koreans will have to definitely disagree. I still believe what I believe. Let me know if you guys have some points. To I see this, I reach and I make a hypothesis, and it's very offensive, I know, but I make a hypothesis, and it's not a very flattering one, but I think that's how it is. This is why Brood War is such a giant sport in Korea. It respects the players, no bullshit. Did you hear about the Xiangqi scandal? Yes, 41 top players are banned. Yeah, it used to be literally they sealed it in an envelope. Yep. Okay. Yeah. They were like fixing matches. It's very offensive, I know. I don't know if it is that offensive. I mean, I like if I am stuck, my people have to survive this way. This is also why in Korea it's very easy to do things like we have to buy Korean products. We have to support the national product. To get national unity on these things. And in America and China, it's like we want to do like a boycott of something. It's much harder because why would I boycott something that's good, right? It's why would I boycott something that I want to buy that's good? It's much harder to do things like that. Like if our president Trump does tariff, it's hard for Americans to not buy Chinese goods and so on, and back and forth. Chinese people really like and respect and have a very high regard for all things American. Like even the American education system. You guys gotta be a little bit surprised by that. The Chinese are regard very highly the American education system. So this is high school, elementary school, not college. College is not surprising. Elementary school, high school, middle school, that too. So it's, guys may be surprised. So this is why, like, big countries tend to think one way, and smaller countries tends to think another. Small is not bad here. Small is not a bad word. If big is good, then the world would all be one country. So it's not like that. The world is not like that. So no offense. I know a lot of offense can be taken, but no offense meant. Okay. All right. The video is showing 2 stones outside the lid. I thought it was 1. Yeah. The offense happened here. We'll get to the game very soon. I promise. We'll get to the game very soon. I promise. The offense happened here when Keji took this code. He put it out beside the clock because the clock is next to. He pressed the clock. He had the stone in his hand. He just put it down, and then when he took this stone, he just put it on the side of the table, right next to the lid, and then he pressed the clock. And then sometime after that, it was many minutes after that, Keji realized the 2 stones were outside the bowls, and then he took them and put it inside the bowls. And then the refs came over and stopped the match, and they're discussing the next steps. That's also when they were coming to stop the match. That's also when Keji complained about, you should stop the match after Byun moves or play a sealed move, as our chat suggested. Our chat is very good. Great suggestion. Play a sealed move. But I'm sure, like, if Keji was winning by 20 points, he wouldn't care that much about this. Although maybe he would argue about it, but okay. Great. Finally, we are on to the game. So jump is a little bit rare in modern day, and Joseki wise, I know many Josekis follow after this. A good friend of mine, Joe Kinney, played this Joseki for many times in the when I saw him at my pro qualifiers. He played this Joseki many times. Played it with me too. He played this in the game where he won against Edward Zhang. At the time, Edward was just like 7 dan, 6 dan, very highly ranked, and Joe was a 5 dan, and he beat Edwards. Joe went on to the semifinals my pro qualifiers, the one that I went to. So it was a great one. So if you guys are interested, this is a good Joseki to pick up. Look at the Joseki dictionary. I still don't know the follow-ups to this one. There is another one which I played, which is connect and play here, and white plays this move, black plays this move, and then white plays this attach. I first saw Japanese players play this, no doubt studied with the AI, and every time after this I got a bad result as black. I tried several different things. Later I checked the AI. This is the AI move, and it's a very difficult one to come up with, which is why I didn't come up with it. My opponent in the pro qualifiers also didn't come up with it. I believe it was Telegraph Go, my opponent. But of course, I only used it once. Anyways, so lots and lots of different Joseki series. There's also this and this. Feel free to consult the Joseki dictionary. Okay, great. So in the game, this is these moves must be good AI moves. They're too good to not play the good moves now. I would have come up with it. Nice. Okay. What a good Joseki dictionary website. OGS is a great Joseki dictionaries website, and today we have many people on YouTube too. I will post the Joseki dictionary on both chats. It is here. I believe it is totally free Joseki dictionary. OGS has a very good one. AI is a good one too. It's not very deep in the sense that it's not very complete, but it has a lot. So for our purposes, it is very helpful. Anyways, so this is a common move following this situation. In this case, black is taking a very defensive approach. He's splitting up white's areas. If you went for like a Moyo versus Moyo approach, that could also work. Okay, jump is very reasonable, and this jump very reasonable. White should be very happy getting lots and lots of territory. Yeah. Please chat. If I said anything wrong about the Korean culture, please correct me. Any publicity is good publicity for me today. So, you know, Thanks, guys. Okay. Cannot believe that this is a Weiqi game. Okay. So this move is a very aggressive move. White played a very aggressive peeping move. Black just blocked. Another move I can think of is here. I am totally lost with what to do around here. Very good. I would be very scared as black, and I would be very scared as white, both for sure. Okay. So this actually is an AI variation. White peeps here and black blocks, and white plays here AI variation, and they played it out perfectly. And here, let's just say if I was playing black, I would be very afraid. This is a huge territory. If I was playing white, I'd be very afraid too. This 3 stones is under attack, and the rest of the board is black's influence. Okay, the next few moves are attacking offensive moves by black and defensive moves by white, including this headbutting move. This Iron Pillar move is a very strong move. You'll see this happen a lot in professional play, but it's very two-sided. Use it well, and this is a very strong peep. And here black can cut like this, black can cut like this. Without this stone, black will not be able to cut because of the counterattacks with the black's outside stones. This way, white gains a lot of territory by destroying black's top first. So this is use it well, and it's a Sente move. It forces white to make a bad exchange in order to get a very comfortable shape with a bamboo. Okay, good. So now white is also totally outside. Black places honey. This is a very defensive and also offensive, offense, defense kind of a move. Very good, and this is highly recommended for us. This is strengthening the weakest attacking stones form of attacking. And another one would be here, but Hane makes a little more territory for sure. Okay, and so if you attack, you don't want to strengthen the already strong, like this move, like this jump, like this Hane. You don't want to just go for the surround because you'll leave yourself multiple weaknesses. You want to just strengthen your weakest attacking stones. Make some territory with it. It's very big territory. Okay, very good. And here is an attachment attack. Well, this is a very active move. If we followed the same lines, some kind of this idea would be good. Although this one will give white the chance to cut. And remember, if it is a left or right cut kind of a position, then you of course you connect to your weaker side. You strengthen your weakest attacking stone's side if it's a choice like that. Okay, that's how I play. That's my biggest thing that I have for you guys, and it is the one thing you guys have to know to understand how these top level players are playing. They're always strengthening their weakest stones. Here is the first major part where blood is drawn. So this stone is captured in a Panuki, and white has captured. And this actually is 55% for black right now. So black, despite losing more, is actually fine. And black wants to do this mostly because one very normal variation is extend back, white plays here. Here we see the value of sacrificing one extra stone. It gets us more centes, 2 extra stones. If we just connect here, there is no centes at all on the inside, and therefore black has to, if black doesn't play the extend back, this hane is very strong. So sacrificing one more stone in order to get this extend back in cente on the outside, continue to attack white on the top and develop for the rest of the board. And needless to say, I am very scared of allowing white to have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points on the bottom and try to make 60 points more than white on the rest of the board. And of course also I am very afraid as white trying to contain black. And of course the AI is 50-50, 54 black, 46 white, 45 white, and Go is a very, very interesting game. Great. Zichuan always scared confirmed. Yes. My fear is what allows me to play at a relatively high level. Yes, okay. So in the game, black goes for a lot and goes for this wedge, which when white connects, this is slightly worse for black than the other case. However, the worst part is after white connects, black does not stop, and it's very difficult to. Why would you stop after you have just sacrificed 2 more stones? So this move is this wedging move is a little bit of a commitment to this fight in which black is not going to end up doing very well. This is great. We just did a video on the big-headed ghost. Don't tell me it's called something else. It's called the big-headed ghost. And this happened in this game. This is great. We see it. Great. Okay, but however, this one, white is going to be able to capture black. Some pointers, when your stones are next to these super strong white shapes, it is very dangerous, needless to say, or obviously very dangerous for your stones. So if you're picking fights in this kind of area, prefer the fighting that gets you to go for the thickness principle, our other primary tool we use to play Go, which is try to put your stones on the outside of the opponent's thickness, in this case the corner and the panuki, and your moves. As long as he is inside and you are outside, you would be good. So pick this would lead you to often, more easily pick the sacrifices when you need to, and when you don't need to sacrifice, it'll also help you not sacrifice. So this is my pointer for you, guys. So for example here, if you can get these 2 exchanges, you're happy as black. If you can get these 2 exchanges, you're even happier as black. These 2 exchanges, these exchanges, you're all very, very happy as black. But if you get this exchange, like you play 5 and white plays 6, you are not happy. Good. So make sure you. Okay. All right. Let us continue. So what happened? The tournament finishes. I don't know if they finished the entire tournament. When we left off and began to catch up, they have adjourned for 45 minutes, 50 minutes or so, because Keji did the thing again where he didn't place his stones in the opponent's bowl. So this time he caught it before the refs came over, but the refs came over anyways. So that's what is happening at the moment. I don't know if the tournament finished already. I don't know if the game ended already. Let me check the end. I don't see anything on Fox, so I don't see anything on Fox yet. So I'll go by Fox. I have the live. I think the live stream has ended for a while, or I haven't updated it, or the thing is just frozen. Anyways, so the big-headed ghost shape happened, and unfortunately in this one it's kind of like a 3-4 approach. This move, press, jump, push, and cut, crawl kind of a position where, because black died on the inside and white captured more stones, this is now good for white. In fact, white now has a sizable lead, and black needs to play this move, and white can now actually even play. Oh my god, what is this? 1 2 3. Okay, it's a weird variation. Okay, 1 2 3, white has to play here. Something like this is gonna happen. In the game, Keje played this move and then this Hane, and then played the Atari. This just made it worse. White is now 99%. Here, white really needs to counterattack, and Byun does counterattack, and this is good. If white connects, oh, there's no variation in which white connects. If white connects, this would be an outside-inside exchange. This would be 8% for black, so much better than before. And Keje was probably counting on the fact that white just captured so many stones. Why go for the complicated cutting fight? You and I, yes, I know. You and I were like, okay, let me capture. I just captured so many stones. Let me do this. And nope, Byun is game today. He is on top of his game, so he does play the strongest move. This is also what we talked about with that I often talk about on the Go board, especially. Do not ever show your opponent mercy. Not because for your opponents or whatever's sake, not that I would like to win by a lot, but because we all strive to be 2 to 3 stones stronger, and in order to be 2 to 3 stones stronger, you gotta play, you want to play aggressively and win the game by 30-40 points, not by 5 to 10 points safe. Okay, so yes, white goes for the entire counterattack and connects, and now black is really behind, 11, 12, 13 points, something like that. And so at the end of this, black plays here to try to survive on the left, and you'll see white connects back here. Everything is alive for white, everything is captured. White can capture 2 more, another stone here. White can still cut this black group, and black is also cut on the outside with these 3 stones. So this is really a what do they call this kind of opening? This is a 0.8% now for black, and the AI wants black to play something bad. This is really a bad situation. Like, what a way to begin the game kind of a situation. Now, if you guys run into this situation, please do not panic. Do what Keje does, do what I do. Do not be too panicked about a big deficit. Deficits are meant to be overcome, or if they are not overcome, they are meant to be tried to be overcame. Okay, so very bad beginnings. I have had many against weaker, lower rated opponents than I have had many. The key is, my next US Go Congress lecture, by the way, is going to be on this coming back from big deficits. Make sure you try to play as reasonable as possible. Don't give your opponent easy ways to get even more ahead. Calm down, play some big moves, and if the opponent plays like a god, then we will lose. If your opponent is not god, which he almost never is, we will have a chance. Calm down, don't be calm, do not panic. Do what Keje does, break the rules. Oh, no, don't break the rules. Don't do what my 13-year-old girl opponent did in my story, in that video I shared with you guys. Don't do what she did. Okay, yeah. Don't do what Keji does, break the rules. Announced in the middle of LG Cup, I heard. The Koreans all claim that the rules were announced way ahead last year at the Samsung Cup many months ago, and they already did this once against another player. And the majority of the Korean narrative is that the very rude, insolent Keji and other rude Chinese players who tends to not put the stones into the bowl lids. They put it on the table, not the bowl lids. They're finally getting their comeuppance, and it's like a very we finally got them once kind of a thing feeling. I believe that's the case. I don't know if that is actually the case. It's what I believe is the case. I've heard of Korean professionals explaining the rules, and it's always the Chinese players place the stone, hit a stone. So at the end of the game, they counted the Korean player won by half, but the Chinese player replaced one stone into the Korean player's bowl. So he said, "Well, I have one more prisoner, and they're so yep." That's what the Korean narratives will say, and I believe in that particular case, usually, so if this happened in the AGA, usually because there's no particular rule about this, and the AGA rules, if the Korean rules were applied in the AGA, usually the players would be given. Like they would count the board. The board would show who won, and the board will show whoever wins. That's what usually is the case. You could also say the rules. You place the stone over, so you forfeit that one stone. That's totally fine too, as a rule. Like you can only count it as a point if you put it in your prisoner. The current Korean rules is, if you don't put it as a prisoner, it's 2 points, and if you do it twice, it's forfeits a game. So it's a really, really interesting. Okay, we're on the rules again. Make sure you, when you're behind, do what Keji does. Don't do that part about forgetting the rule and breaking the rule again. Don't do what my opponent did. My 13-year-old girl opponent did, who made me break the rules, which when she says it's your turn, so goad your opponent into playing twice. Don't do that either. Please don't do that either. Yes. In the beginning of the LG Cup, this rule was not being enforced. It's very much that. So do what Keji does, shake your head approximately 1,430 times. I already do that. I do some of that too. I do that too. Don't pull all your hair out. So it's remarkable how Keji still has hair left after this. Okay. I see your comment go, Dave. I remember we had an interaction about that, and okay. Anyways, yeah, don't break the rules. Don't get your opponent to break the rules either. Don't be like, hey, ref, he broke the rules. It's like don't do that. Don't be like, it's your turn, opponent play. Your opponent plays, and you say, ref, he broke the rules. He played twice. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just calm down and play the game, win the game, and be good. Yes. Don't be like Byun or my 13-year-old girl opponent. Yeah. Oh no, Byun. Don't even do what Byun did. Just concentrate on your part of the game. Yeah. I mean, you can do what Byun did, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do what Keji is doing here. Like, make a very big territory frame and try to contest the game then, or build, frames. I have played in this position a lot. I remember one particular game, it was very similar to this game position. I was playing my City League championship in US Go Congress. I was faced with a very similar situation, and yeah, it was like 25 points down and everything, and very similar. Yeah, so the game continues here. Kudya goes, goes for the attack, counter attack against the two stones. You and I probably would have done the same as well, and then do something like this. Is interesting. So he doesn't think that something direct would work. Of course, it will not. This is an Atari. This is an Atari 2, and clearly, some kind of an extend is not likely gonna work either. This would be a Sente capture of one stone. Play this. Probably not going to work either. And so the other move would be to connect inside, extend down, double Hane or things like that. And none of these are satisfactory. He played something here, which is very interesting. So then white was the first to strike on the top, and white played these moves. Oh, what? Could you Atari and then captured? Interesting. I don't know why this Atari was played, but clearly if the simple moves were played like this, white would be able to capture in Sente, make some kind of an Atari in Sente. This is an Sente I in the middle. Don't do 15, play here. And this is easily alive. Make sure you guys have a good habit. I guess 2-2 is fine, but play here. And this would be easily alive, and then I'm sure he saw something not so good with the turn either. Probably extend, maybe push, maybe push, cut here so that this connect is Sente, extend, and then Atari and make two eyes like this. Maybe he saw this. Maybe he saw something even stronger. Anyways, so this made Kudya play this middle Atari. Clearly he wanted white to connect so he could get an Atari here somehow. Could help, get a cutting point, help with later fighting. Okay, so white didn't do that. And after Kudya played the capture, white played here. This captures these three stones and saves the white main group. However, Kudya does get a capture of these two stones. However, white does play this Atari, and the next move is here. Connect is Sente, push and cut. Black is not able to save one stone. So at the end of this, Kudya transitions to a big territory on the bottom here. Very good, very good. And the game is below 20 points. It's within 20 points at this time. So for you and me, that is very close. For them, it's a very big advantage to the top professional. Almost insurmountable, but of course you are gonna fight on. This is the finals. Okay, so Kudya Ataris extends and then plays the Hane, and then makes a ko here. Yes, here white is now counter-attacking black. And when white played this move as a ko, Kudya captures this one. Very reasonable. Remember, this is how the foul offense break of the he captured these two stones clearly in a very, very under a lot of stress. So he placed the stones outside. White connects, and this group is captured. This is another 40 points. So now black plays here. This is where the game was adjourned. And so here black is another 40 points. So now black definitely has to capture something. And we just saw that this kind of a shape, if white just simply plays the simplest moves like this, and we had a few more moves here, like these moves. This game was about even at this point. Let me just check for you guys exactly here. This one actually white is at 22%. Actually black is ahead at this point. If it goes like all very, very like this. If he just plays the simple moves, black is actually ahead. What? So the moves are for white to go for more stuff inside here. And I will check this. This is still where white can still have a 99% chance. Oh, I got rid of it. Let me ask the AI here. Oh my god, can you believe the white move? It is here. Okay, white still has 99%. The AI variation goes like this. Wow, but clearly we see that if everything inside dies for white, black will definitely win. Fortunately for white, not everything will die, but clearly something could still happen. This is why Keji got so mad at the ref. He's like, you can't stop the game now. It's at the crucial moment, and it's Byun's move. You give him an hour to make a decision, and so on. Okay, that's his argument. But honestly, if I was this rule was again this rule if it's the AGA Chinese Go Association implementing these rules, it's probably a warning and like a big warning, like doing the 2 points thing after like 3 warnings would be like very, very harsh, would be considered like this is like way harsh. If I was the Koreans, then I guess I would do what they do and say, yes, we finally got them. They were so rude, they would never behave until we told them what to do. We told them what to do so many times, they just wouldn't behave. We finally got them, guys. Finally got them. Okay, if I was Korean, I probably wouldn't say that either, but I think this is how they feel, so it's like you have. I don't know if this is what they call empathy, but I feel like I have empathy with Koreans. Although this doesn't I don't put it in a very good light, do I? Don't be like Byun Sangil, who beat Shin Jin-so in this tournament. By the way, who beat Shin Jin-so in this tournament? No, not Keji, another player from Korea, I think. I think Keji beat that guy in the semifinals. I think the Koreans are very, very much about winning and getting the results, so they're not happy about that guy probably. Okay, then no idea if probably unless he was eliminated early. He was eliminated by a lesser known Korean player earlier. Jay, can we add -2 rules for the Midwest if songs aren't in bow? Sure, if I want to be hated. Perfect, it has been decreed. I'd like to play in my own tournament. Hello, I was thinking the same thing. -2, but only after a 1 hour pause. So yes. So oh yes, we must take an hour pause to deliberate. Definitely not look. Definitely not low. Just don't capture any stones, it won't be a problem. Baduk TV showed an interesting continuation to continue. Tangjie was the one where white is floating in the moyo. Yes, kind of. Yes, another variation, the 96% one went something like this, and I will show you guys the last one for now. Before we start taking a pause and talk about other things. This is connecting everything and really trying to win by as much as possible. And then white plays here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I have a Pro account, so I can ask the fine art what happens after this. Oh, and white is only at 97% after this. Although he was 96, so I guess that's okay. This is what happens after this, and then 10. 10 is a eye-killing move. So white has 1 eye, but this is turn here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Still not clearly alive yet. But now white is gonna be alive, which goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry, the 24 was always at 40. Okay. Well, so White was able to live after a very long sequence. Clearly, Byun was thinking for a long time about this exact sequence. That would be the strongest sequence for White. Probably win by most. If White dies, then that's the way to come back. So there's a big saying where so my back to me because I like talking about myself. Back to me when I had this position down by 25 points plus in my game. My who has more wins possibility right now? White clearly. Byung has a 99% chance to win. And when I played my game, my opponent at this moment took a similar move to this one and decided to give up a little bit. Later on, he also played another more similar moves like these, and at the end, I was able to make a rigged comeback. Yes. Yeah, yes. That was not a skilled game by me. I also had a nightmarish start. So don't worry, guys. If you guys go into some very bad starts, stay calm. It does not mean that you're just like inferior to your opponents if you go into a very bad start with them or get into one bad fight with them. It does not mean that you cannot come back. And also, just because your opponent may be highly ranked or you feel like your opponent is stronger than you, it does not mean that they are sure to beat you. It doesn't mean you won't have a chance. It definitely does not mean that you will not enjoy the game. You can still definitely enjoy the game playing from behind. After all, you spend half of your time playing from behind anyway, as a Go player in general. So maybe at least like 30-40% of the time. So yeah, make sure you guys have a good mindset. Yeah, don't be like my 13-year-old girl opponent. Don't be like Byung, who's like, let me point this out. Although many Koreans are gonna say that he is being heroic because he's getting heat for this, but he's doing it anyway because it's correct. It's correct. I am very justified, Okay. All right. YouTube chat. The rule. Okay, the rule: put black stones and press a clock. The rule is to put back the stone into the lid before pressing the clock, but Byun Sangil always presses a clock and puts it back. Is this breaking the rules already? Yes, that is breaking the rules already. I saw Kudya do the same. They hold the stone in their hand, press a clock, and then put the stone in their lid. Yes. I'm sure if if they applied that rule, it would be a very, very similar situation here. And you could imagine if the clock is at 1 second, you would want to do this, right? So I don't know. If the clock was at 2 seconds, I press the clock and then put the stone in the bowl. Again, guys, if you are in Korea, if you are in the US or China or Japan or Europe, you are totally safe. You have nothing to worry about. They're not gonna ding you on this. If your opponent is a stickler, and then he calls over the ref is not going to ding you on this either. Don't worry about this. This is only a LG Cup Finals kind of thing. Okay. The meaning of the rule is to make the game fair and just. Do you want to ask whether putting the chess pieces to cover the effects of fairness and justice in the game? The puzzle in Korean. I gave my take on the Koreans. It's so unfair to pause like this. I was expecting some fierce fight and see if Kudya can try to turn the tables with such a low win possibility, which still seems possible due to the time difference. Clearly Kudya, from how animated he is, he has not given up on winning the game on the board, for sure. 把整那些不影响游戏本身规则的去判罚中国选手，韩国人那么想得奖，能不能直接内部颁发呀？This means yes, same thing on the rules. Koreans should just give this internally. In fact, this is what the Koreans really want. They want the LG Cup. At least, Koreans want every Go tournament to be won by Koreans. This is totally understandable. Yeah, okay. If you're in a bad start, just put your hands up and enjoy the game. Yes, and enjoy the game. Okay, why the judge didn't interrupt Korean player when he broke the rule first in this game? I don't know if the Korean player broke the rule in this game. I don't think he would. It's their rules. Usually people are very good at not breaking rules that they set themselves. Yeah. Sorry, I did not hear this right. Is Keje or Byung winning right now? Byung is winning right now. Oh wait, you played on the computer. You should have shown us. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. Let me show this again. Is this showing? Yeah, this is. I think it was showing. Okay, I think it was showing. Okay, more chat. Show us. Sorry, yeah. Beyond plus 23 Rocket Mate. Yes. Okay, thank you. This is so unfair to pause like this. Yes. I was still expecting some fierce fighting. Yeah. We would all like to see the game go on, so viewers can continue watching on my channel. Don't leave, guys. Don't leave. I just hope they would resume the game, and so I can actually show you guys more variations that I'm looking at. By the way, they're still not on the table, guys. It's now 1 hour and 45 minutes. Nice. Very nice. 1 hour and 49 minutes. Oh, this game is paused in real life. Yes. So now let me actually tweak my setup a little bit to show you guys the live feed. So before, these two players are here and here. Now let me I scrolled down, so sorry. Let me put the window up. Yes, of course, it makes no sense to let me just put the whole thing up. Here is them in the back. Okay. Here is what it's an hour and 45 minutes now without the results. These two commentators must have a grand old time discussing this. This is great. I don't know what they're saying. Fill the time. How do we fill the time? This is great. So the chairs are not taken away yet, so a final decision hasn't been made yet. And the cameras are still here. So yesterday what happened was they took away the chairs. That was sort of the official. They're showing the offense. Look, this is what he did. Oh, I'm so glad I did this. How long has it been paused? An hour and 50 minutes. Would you like to help you with your setup? I could design your layout. Don't worry, Tangjie. Help the AGA, help the US Go Web design their layout on the AGA City League. They really need it. So now even if everyone thinks I designed the ugly layout on the AGA web because I did the commentaries on the City League, right? Yes, I'm copying out. It's not my fault. Okay, just kidding. So now, even if it's possible for Jie to win, now the possibility diminishes since pausing for like an hour and a half definitely will give Byung a chance to figure out a safe way to prevent from any hazardous situation. That's what he was saying. At least make Byung make a move, or our chat was very good. Make Byung do a sealed move. Make him do a sealed move. That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, yeah. But surely it's enough time. It's great. The Baduk Cubs are showing the offense right here. This is the offense. Yes. My opponent puts a stone not inside the ball, so I couldn't count the territory. I'm a professional. I need to count the. I didn't know. I needed all the stones to be properly aligned inside the ball. Oh, it makes a huge difference. Oh. Or it's like this. Oh, once I thought I was winning because I counted, and I thought my opponent had only 5 dead stones, prisoners. Yeah, and so when we counted, he at the end of the board, he scoots over 15 other prisoners, and I'm like, oh my god, I counted off by 15. I'm a professional player. I didn't know he had more than 5 prisoners, because I only saw 5 inside his bow. Oh man. Yes, yes, you guessed it. It was always a Korean player, not a Japanese player who complained about this. It was Korean. Okay, I'm a little biased. I can see how I'm a little biased now. But please, please, look, here is a second offense. Nice. Here's the second offense. He put it here. And let's see how long it took for him to realize, put the stones into the bowl, and then for the refs to stop it. Very nice. So right now it is, well, it's 1:34 at my time. Let's see how long it takes for him to realize, put it back, and so on. Thank you so much for the follow, X or XS. And yeah, so yeah, I'm a professional. Let me oh, please, I can't. I didn't know he had 5. I thought he only had 5 prisoners. He had 20. Oh, I didn't know. I can't tell on the board how many prisoners there are. I can't keep track. This is a real argument. Don't. I'm making it sound. Like. And it's very unfair of me. I know. I make it sound like I know. Okay. Yes, it's very unfair for me to say this because when I count the game, usually I don't count the stones on the bow. I know it is the habit of many people who do that. When I do the counting on the game, I try to do, like, for example here, I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and stuff like this. I don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then go to the prisoner's bow and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't do that. I highly recommend you guys to not do that also. It just helps because it's one less thing to keep track of. Why keep track of a bow or those prisoners? It helps you concentrate on the game. Yes, you can do that, but it would mean shifting my. You also count much slower, as you guys know. I like to go count very fast, and you can only do that if you go. Each stone is worth 2 points, not right, and so on. So yes, it's very unfair of me to say because this rule wouldn't hurt me when I do this. So yeah. Yeah, okay. There's one comment we're not gonna read, but that's okay. Thank you for commenting, by the way. Don't, all good. Okay. Okay. Anyways, yes, I'm a mean person. I am not a nice person. I'm kind of mean. But yes, yes. Should I tell you guys the? Yeah, I'll tell you guys one story. A friend of mine now. When I met her for the first time, we played in a tournament. In Boston, by the way, if you guys are living in the US East Coast, there's a big tournament coming up in Boston, another big tournament coming up in New York. Make sure you guys go. You can make lots of good friends. I made this friend when I went to Boston for a Go tournament. We played in MIT, played with a clock, played. My opponent ran out of time. She says, okay, I ran out of time, I lost. But would you like to finish the game? The game is really interesting. And I said, yes, great. This is, yes, sure. It sounds perfect. It's like, right. This is exactly how, like I would do the same thing. Later, I learned that she was a professional player from China. Okay, makes sense. Everything makes sense. So in China, when the 13-year-old girl might do something like this, but once you become a professional, you don't do any more things like this. They look down upon this kind of thing, like ref. In fact, calling for the ref itself is a little like, the kid who's like, the teacher's pet who's like, teacher, he bullied me. Yes, so when the Chinese kids, when they grow up, when they do their professional training and so on, they become much more sportsmanshipful person. Oh, by the way, a pause here. Keji takes the 2 stones, puts it inside the bowl. It's 5 minutes after he committed the offense. It was 1:34, it's 1:39 now. 5 minutes afterwards, puts the stones back in the bowl. Sometime after this, the refs show up and pause the game. And they've deliberated on this for 2 hours now. That's the current situation. Anyway, back to my story. So that story had a very, very nice sportsmanship, very sporty end. I was like, yeah, I thought I was good here. She was like, I thought I was okay here too. I checked, it was totally even and stuff. Okay, great. So go to the US tournaments, you'll find you'll make many friends like this and so on and so on. All right, US Go Congress. 7 months later, I'm at the US Go Congress and a similar player shows up. This time she is from, you guessed it, Korea. She is a 1P from Korea. She ran out of time against a US Go player. Same thing, clock ran out, same thing. Sat there a long time. A lot of her friends came over. She's a girl, she's a woman, she's also skinny and tall and pretty. So, naturally there's a lot of, there's also a very big, large Korean contingent at the Go Congress. Needless to say, she probably had many fans. Sat there for an hour. The clock didn't warn me. The clock didn't play any sound. I tried to make the clock say Korean language, but it didn't play any sound for me. Oh, for an hour. The tournament director came over because the US Go player was only a US 6-dan. And in the game, the 6-dan was behind, similar to Keji's situation. Tournament director came over. He was also like, yeah, would you be okay with the game going on? And then later it's like, would you be okay to resign? That's a polite thing to do, to resign. Resign when the opponent ran out of clock. That would be the ultimate sportsmanship thing. That's beyond me even. When my opponent runs out of time, I resign because I'm behind on the board. That's what the ref suggested. Or implicated. I don't want to say it was a ref. Someone suggested. Someone who spoke English, someone who spoke Chinese, someone who spoke English suggested. Yep, that's the Koreans for you. An hour wouldn't really just don't. The clock didn't warn me. The clock. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Eric Yoder was there at the time. I was there too. Lots of people were there. Yes, it was. Many people were there. Okay. Yeah, that was a game. Yeah, we wouldn't do it. Oh, I lost to an American six dan. I'm gonna get so much. I'm gonna be made fun of here. Oh no, what are people gonna say? I can't do this. I can't do this. In 2003, Yishan caught the TD over as a joke and says, "I need to go to the bathroom," but she never sinks in my game against him. I see what he means. So Yishan, he's okay. He's a pretty okay stand-up, sportsman, very good person. What he says is this: Yishan, he wants to go to the restroom when it's Paige's turn to play, so that he doesn't have, so that he doesn't, there's no like, there's less, it's like a polite thing. There's less chance for there's a less chance. You go to the bathroom. He's doing some checks. He's thinking, whatever. That sort of thing. So Page played too fast. He's like, I never have 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Okay, so that was the Koreans for you, and 1P women's pro from Korea, 1P women's pro from China. Very different people. Of course, these are two individuals. These are not representative of the country. Rev, my clock didn't warn me. By the way, this is also, the one person that is most famous for hating the clock in the U.S., who is also a high dan level player. A high level player is she looks like she had a hard time in the remaining rounds. Yeah, she lost several games. Yeah, the one player who has a big problem with the clock is Edward in the US. He's very famous for saying, "Ref, the clock didn't warn me. It didn't give me any warnings." Edward. uh, yeah, 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 okay. But good. But Edward has, to complement Edward, has really changed his ways a lot. Nowadays, I have not seen Edward have complained about the clock running out in the last several tournaments I saw him in. So that's just a one-time thing, and this is what when you play a lot and when you experience life, usually you pick up some habits and some other habits. And so this is why, like in the U.S., it's clearly this is looked down upon. It's not looked down upon. I'm an observer. I look at this. I'm like, I go like this, right? I go like, oh, I roll my eyes and stuff. Most people would do that. And pretty on, like if you play a lot of games in America, you tend to pick up these habits. America is very lenient, so even if you like to do whatever, it's totally fine. Right, so somehow, like, I just didn't see that. I saw some very nice, like, strong play-in, strong, like, everything, good manners and everything, Korean players as well. This is just one Korean player. I saw some very, very, very good, strong, like well-mannered Korean players as well. Yeah, this is not a Korean thing. This is a singular person thing. It's really annoying when the clock sound is off, though. Exactly. I don't know why it's not the default to have the sound on. Yeah. Usually you wanna, if this could be a thing, take your time and test the clock before. The clocks are all different in America because we don't have that. The clocks are different, and the clock warning sounds are also different. So, run out of time, and you're like, okay, the clock is bad, but what do you mean? But like, yes, the clock was at fault here. You can say the clock is at fault here, but if you say that the clock is at fault, so I should have another Byoyomi and continue the game, that is very, very sad. And that would be very sad. That would be very sad. My opponent was very gracious, though. Yes, exactly. Gracious opponent. I swear that happened to me at Chicago Open, but I went, but I'm also terrible at time management. Yeah. You don't. You don't say like, oh, the clock didn't warn me. You know, my opponent allowed me to play the game on, and as a ranked game, you're like, yes, thank you, opponent. I know this is a lenient thing. If your opponent says, you know, no, yeah. So right. So okay, and right, my experiences. However, all the most of the other Korean players did very, very okay, and it was totally okay, and they all behaved very graciously and everything. So it was fine. It was totally fine. In general, the Korean players were very fine in terms of that. So in this game, it's just talking about how the capped stone was placed wrong, or is it more than that? They're talking about this right now. I don't know what. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's been 2 hours. They did show the offense, and I'm very happy we got to see it. And let's see that again. Let's see that again. So my personal experiences: 1P Pro China, 1P Pro US. Very, very 1P Pro Korea, very, very different experience there. They are taking too long to deliberate the punishment. Here, see. Okay, let's go from the beginning. So here was, yeah, good. Okay, just in case you guys want to see how it happened, this is how it happened. Yeah, I'm about to give up. Please, thanks. I don't know what happened. Yes, I'm so sorry, YouTube. I'm so sorry, YouTube stream chat. I'm so sorry, Twitch chat. I have done you a great disservice to have shown this for an hour and a half, and I have streamed without much Go content for a second time in 24 hours. I'm sorry. But watch this offense happen. Yes, great. Yes, I'm about to give up. What happened? I just got here. Did it happen again? Yes, Numbi. Yes, it happened again. LG Cup becomes a joke now. Joker, South Korea. It's Kuja's fault that he violated rule, but I think this rule is a little too much. 吃泡菜长大的就是不一样. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am showing you guys this. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. I hope this is acceptable for you guys. So it's in the rules that you can't place bows. Yes, it's in the rules you can't put captured stones, not in the lid of the bow, not the bow itself. Oh, no, you can't put any stones in. You cannot put any captured stones in any bowl. It has to be in the lid. You can't put the captured stones anywhere else other than the lid. If the lid overflows, you are allowed to put the stone beside the lid. But if the bowl is not overflowing, like Kuja did yesterday, the lid was not overflowing, you can't. You have to put it inside the lid. And they have a lot of justification for this, and the justification is, my god, if the stones are not in the lid, I can't count, and I'm gonna lose the game because I can't count the board. If the stones are not all in the lid, it's gonna be a huge disadvantage against the Korean player. Right. That's the thing. When I heard of it, I was surprised because I had a view of how the professional players are, and it's not the same view that I was getting. Meanwhile, Japan playing right now for the Judan. Yeah, Shimata versus Shibano. Yes, since this game is not going on, we could easily switch to those games. We will do that soon. Good idea. If you guys enjoy watching my games as much as this, I would be happy to show you guys my games as well. However, I know that you guys don't like to watch me playing the game as much as this stuff. I can tell by the viewer counts. So let's stay at this for a while. We can go look at some other games for now, but let's keep talking about this. It's not a huge disadvantage, but just follow the rules, not that hard. Koje is in a hopeless position this game anyway, right? In this game, yes. However, he hasn't given up by how animated he was. And if I was playing, I wouldn't resign either, of course. No one would at this time. Yeah, that we were talking about this earlier. When you are winning the game, clearly there's a big incentive for you not to enforce some rule like the stone outside the lid kind of a rule. Of course, when you're winning the game, there's a big incentive to not do that, because after you do this, you might still win, and you can claim that you played fairly and you won fair and square, or maybe fair and triangle or rectangle, close to fair. So there's a whole big thing on this. We talked about this earlier in our stream, and I believe, and so it's if they don't enforce the rule now and they just continue the game, that would be this kind of a situation, and then it would be like, wow, LG Cup Rules Committee enforcers, refs. When the game was close, Koje was winning, you enforce the rule, and when Koje was losing, you don't enforce the rule. Nice. Good one. Okay, so there's a big incentive to not enforce the rule, but another very big incentive for the sake of consistency, to enforce the rules. Secondly, if you do enforce the rules, it'll be the first time that someone can win the world championships by their opponents not placing their captured stones in their lids only, and going and winning the world championships that way. That way, people would say a lot of different things as well. Thirdly, if you do apply the rule, it's a little bit unclear how they should apply the rule in this case, because as you can see in the video, Koje committed the offense once, committed the offense twice, and then he realized about 5 minutes later and put the stones into the bowls. And then after that, the refs came onto the board. So it's hard to do. The rules are a little unclear at what to do here. Is it one offense for 2 points? Is it 2 offenses for forfeiting the game? Because I catch you do this after the fact twice. Does that count as catching you or not? Secondly, is it that thirdly, is it one offense but still a forfeit because in the previous game you committed the offense, so this time you no longer have to one strike. It's like one strike and you're out because you are a habitual offender of this rule. So I'm sure if Koje was winning this, all the Korean chat and the rules committee would say one and done. Let's you can't commit this offense. You're so rude. And finally, let's give Koje his comeuppance and let's award this to Byun. They would all love it. Everyone would hate it. All the Koreans would like it. Well, maybe not all the Koreans would like it. They would have a very strong incentive to do it. But but right now Byun is winning the game. So now they're like they can't decide on how to do this right now. I'm sure there's a big argument over it and everything. Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation, and it's also a lose situation. The longer you delay, it's also a lose situation. This is great. This is great. I want to watch Kudia play the attempt of trying to win the game out. Yes, of course, everyone wants to see that. Um, Everyone wants to see that. Too late, Byung has had too much time to think about it. Thus, Kuja was technically winning in the second game, yes, even after the 2 points. After 4 points, may or may not be, but after 2 points, he's still winning. He's still leading after giving 2 points. Yeah, the amount of time they're taking is crazy. I'm very happy to be able to witness something of a fiasco like this. It's definitely gonna bring more people's attention to Go. Just it's bad publicity, so I don't know if in this case it's bad publicity is still publicity, you know. Trying to decide where to get food after. I have not had much food all day today, all day yesterday, so I have not had much food either. I only had a few chicken wings, and I know I promised my wife I was gonna cook food after I got home. When I got home, I fell asleep. I didn't get much sleep yesterday. I made the and yeah, I promised her I would do that, but I fell asleep, and I didn't check my emails. The emails for the North American Online League reviews came out late today at 6, but I could have checked that. I forgot to just join that call. I feel very, very bad. So I ended up doing my NAOL reviews late. I recorded a video, I put it on my YouTube. I'm so sorry for the people who joined the North American Online League review. That is my fault. I could have checked. The confirmation email was sent a bit late, but it was just a mistake in including my email address. It was typed wrong or something. But I definitely knew about the date many days ago, and I responded to a previous email saying I could do the reviews in those dates, and one of those dates was today, 1/23/25. So I'm very sad to have that happen. So so I recorded that, uploaded that. I said sorry to my wife, and she's probably still mad. And then I got down here. I haven't eaten anything yet after I got home. And right, so that's me. Oh shit, he's wearing his coat out straight to jail. Okay, I have to go now. It's 2 a.m. here. Thanks for the nice watch party. Thank you for watching. I'm so sorry that it was not much Go. We will go over the game one more time with more detailed, variations. But yeah, gonna sleep. Enjoy the drama. Thank you. You too. Have a good time. They've captured Koja and placed him in the lid. Oh yeah. So what's going on now? Just came in. So what's going on now is we're waiting for the final official results of the game. It could still be possible that the result that they would continue and play this game. It's still possible to do in that case, but it's been over 2 hours since they have adjourned the game. Now. Crafty of Byun Sangil to find a code, make it more likely for Koja to forget about the lid to Suji. I think this game, Byung is under a lot of criticism, heat for how for reporting yesterday. Don't fault him too much for doing that kind of reporting. He's just remember what the Koreans are feeling. They think he did a great job. We got him. We got the rude, insolent Koje, and we got him. We got him. We got him. That's how the Koreans generally are feeling like this. It's like the Koreans are like, we told the Chinese rude players to do this many, many times, to place the stones in the bowls, Just do it. Why won't they do it? You know, they're so insolent. They're so blatant disregard for the rules. So rude. And now they finally got what they deserved. Keje finally got what he deserved coming, is how the Koreans generally feel. So is what I think the Koreans generally feel. So that's how I believe it is going. And yeah, so don't blame Byung for this too much. He's doing what most people in Korea wants him to do. I don't think most Koreans find any flaw in what he did. I'm in America. I look at this and I'm like, oh, man, this is like, this is this is like my 13-year-old girl opponent. Yeah, and so on. And but that's only me. I'm very biased, and my opinions don't count much. So don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. Please, my opponent, his stones are not inside the lid. I can't count it. I can't count now. Please, Ref, please. I don't blame Byung. I blame the ref slow. I could beat Keje like this, and that just seems wrong. Yes, we all can beat Keje like this. Maybe that's a good. Maybe that's inspirational. You know. One day I can also beat Keje. One day you all can beat Keje. One day. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's one day. Put me up against him. I have a chance to win. Would Lee Chang-ho hit this jerk on the head with a walking stick? Lee Chang-ho is the most respected player in the world, the GOAT, the GOAT, the #1 player in the world. The most accomplished player in the world with the most amount of championships. Lee Chang-ho is well known for being super good-mannered. I don't know would Lee Chang-ho hit this jerk in the head with a walking stick? Now, which jerk are you talking about? For the Koreans, the jerk is Keje and many other Chinese Go players who often do not behave as they are told and do not put the stone in the lid properly as they think. So they think the jerk is Keje in this case. And for most Koreans, I believe that is how they think. So would Lee Chang-ho hit this jerk on the head with a walking stick? Which unfortunately here you do have to, James, you do have to be more specific on this. For the Koreans, the jerk is definitely Keje for not following the rules. For many other people, the jerk is for Byung, who is like, I'm reporting to the teacher. He committed an offense. Why would he still do this? Blatant disregard for our customs, our traditions, and things like that. So, in fact, in terms of the Koreans have their points. The rest of the world have their points. In the strict law, like rules sense, the rest of the world actually has much less. What do you call it? If this went to court, the world would not win, let's just say. The world doesn't want to see this be put on. The world wants to see a joke. If this was a traffic ticket, the world wants to see a $2 ticket, not a $200 ticket. Or in this case, a $200,000 ticket. yeah. Placing my stone outside of the lid instead of inside the lid on the table, is it worse than driving 120 in a 25-mile-per-hour school zone? Clearly it is. Clearly it is. It's clearly it is. 围棋有妙手、俗手、本手，还有举手。Okay. Yeah. So James B, I'm so sorry. Would Li Changho hit this jerk on the head with a walking stick? You have to be more specific on this one. You have to be more specific on this. I'm not sure I know exactly what you mean. Who this jerk is. So Byun is not. He hasn't done anything too wrong. Like. He hasn't done anything too bad. It's just we think this is very I feel like this is very much like my 13-year-old girl opponent. It's yeah. Yeah. I can forgive the 13-year-old girl opponent. It's one of my fondest good memories now, but I can certainly forgive Byung. It's much. He didn't goad Kejie into doing anything. So, and also this game, Byung hasn't said anything. He just focused on his game, and he is winning. So he's doing what players do today. So this game he's doing well, and we're applauding for him for this. Yeah. One day. It looks like it's over now. It's been fun. Good night. It looks like it's over. Looks like they have reached a conclusion. I will make sure to have the final before the final result before I end up leaving you guys. Let's see. I don't see any confirmation on the fax yet, and I also I see Kejie in the window. He's strolling around. He's walking around there. His jacket is still there, so the final thing hasn't been the final hasn't been quite settled yet. This is how the game is, and I wasn't totally live. I was in the back. Here's the live things they're doing. Okay, let me put this up. They're doing press conferences and things like that. Let me put this more forward. Okay, so what happened? People are gathering around. Kejie has claimed his jacket, which is a bad sign, which is a sign that the game may be over. He may have done this in protest. Let's see exactly when he did this. So here the jacket is still there. Someone's gonna come and claim this jacket. Oh, here's Kejie coming over. Oh, right, chat told me Kejie put his coat on. Oh, this game is definitely over then, for sure. Okay, this is his suit jacket. This is his coat. Great. Great, so they applied the rule. I don't understand. They applied the rule as a first offense, forfeit of the game thing. The most strict of any thing. So I wonder. So tomorrow there's gonna be an explanation of what the final verdict is, and that is gonna be. There's probably saying that right now in the chat. Feel free to put it in the chat. I'll put on the sound for now. Okay. 1 second. They're gonna do some official announcement, which is coming. If you guys know Korean, please translate for me. This is they're talking about what happened. Clearly, all of Korea is rejoicing right now. Like finally, we got him. The rude has finally paid.
본 대국의 심판을 맡은 손준기입니다. 155수 커제 구단이 155수에 사석 18조 6항 사석을 통해 뚜껑에 보관하지 않은 경우에 해당하였고 그래서 대국을 중단하고 그 벌점 사유에 대해서 이야기했으나 커제 구단은 받아들이지 못했습니다. 그래서 커제 구단은 대국을 포기하였고 이에 따라 변상일 구단에 기권승을 선언합니다.
Okay. I don't know what he just said. Let me know. I'll probably know soon what he said.
프리미엄은 100%
Some
손님
commercials, yes. Korean products, LG products. They had a great chance to sell a lot of those blankets, guys. But I have the blankets from game one. But I have a sneaking suspicion that not many people are gonna buy those blankets that they showed in game one. At this moment, so I have a sneaking suspicion that okay. So let's so what happened? What happened? Let me know, guys. Anyone who heard the final verdict? They said something about Keje, but I don't know if Keje decided to resign and forfeit the game, or if they made him forfeit the game, or if they labeled Keje as a criminal and they are gonna send the Secret Service after him and arrest him for not putting the lid into, so not putting all the stones in the lid. But for sure, the result is Byung has won the LG Cup 2-1. Some say it is 0-1. Some say it is 2-1. But in any case, 0-1 or 2-1, Byung has won the championship. They're going to hunt him down. Well, the whole of Korea has now rejoiced at another Korean championship in the Baduk championship. So good. Let's. I just want to see what the final verdict is before I leave you guys, or make a short summary video. About this. I just want to make sure I do that before that. Yeah, I don't know. Will Chinese players boycott the next LG Cup? Seems like this will have repercussions. I hope they don't. I hope they just play the LG Cup as usual and continue to play. If they do have some boycott, I would be very happy to go play in the LG Cup as an American pro. If they give the Americans two seats, 3 seats, 4 seats in the LG Cup. No, but no, I hope. I hope they do not boycott the next LG Cup. They just go and continue to play the game. It's for anything, the prize money, just go try to take some prize money. Just some prize money would be good. Hopefully they don't do these boycotts, and so Keje picked up the game. Let me know, anyone in chat, what happened at the end. Is this Byung? This isn't Byung. Let me know what happened at the end of this, what the announcement was. I will know soon, but I don't know right now what the announcement was. I don't know. I don't know what the I still don't know exactly what happened in the thing. I still don't know exactly. I still don't know exactly what happened. Okay. Please, anyone tell me, they declared Byun Sangil the winner, I believe. Okay, yes, yes. I do think that yes, that's definitely what happened. Did they say that Keje like voluntarily, did Keje do this like a voluntarily did Keji voluntarily forfeit the game, or did they propose something like, I'm gonna do a 2-point penalty on you, Keji, and then Keji forfeited the game after that, voluntarily, instead of coming back and play with another 2 points down? Or did they make Keji forfeit the game? Did they arrest Keji for not placing the stones in the lid? And did they do that, or did they, did they declare Byun Sangil, or did they propose something and then Keji forfeited? That matters a lot. One is like they arrested him. The second is like he protested and boycotted this final, right? So that's what I am. The referee said that Keji refused to accept the penalty and forfeited the game. Now, so then the last question is, did Keji refuse to accept a 2-point penalty and forfeited the game, or did Keji, or if the penalty is forfeiting the game? That also, because we were talking about either this is you caught the offense twice, as in you caught 2 offenses, or you caught the offense once and it's a 2-point penalty, or it's a one strike and you're out because you're a habitual offender with a criminal record, kind of a thing. So that also matters. So I don't know if they wanted him to do the penalty of the 2 points. From what it looks like, I think it sounds like the penalty was a 2-point penalty, which is good. It sounds like the point was a 2-point penalty, which was quite, it's the best we can hope for. And it's a 2-point penalty, and I think so from what it seems like, that's how it happened. They wanted to give Keji a 2-point penalty. He didn't accept, and then he just resigned. Okay. Byung is 2-7 against Keji. Now Byung on a winning spree versus Keji. Yes, is Keji washed out? yeah, that would make sense. However, even at this moment, I still hoped that Keji would come back and play the game, even though I totally understand why. This time Keji realized after 5 minutes and then didn't get caught and came back to the table. The refs came to the table after Keji put the stones into the bowl after 5 minutes. So the rule would have to be very specific, like you have to put the stone in the bowl immediately, less than 1 minute after the stone was captured or something like that. Well, the Korean institution, the point penalties are very silly as they affect the balance of the game. If you're going to have strict penalties, make them apply to the prize money, not the game. Interesting point. The rules penalty doesn't make sense at all. A huge news. Okay, so I am gonna do a summary of first what happened in the game, and then what happened in the stream, and then what happened in the game. Welcome everyone who are just joining our YouTube channel. You guys are all here because we're covering the LG Cup. And let's. I'm gonna. The event has just ended. They declared Byun the winner. They made him. They wanted to give Keji another penalty. I have heard that it is a 2-point penalty. That would make sense. How harsh the penalty should be, I had doubts about. I had a lot of. I had an inclination that the Koreans definitely want to directly hand Keji the loss. I have a distinct feeling that the Korean people, the Korean people, are really clamoring for this. excuse my setup. This is what I will be showing. First, I will show you guys some clips of the offense and what happened in the match and so on. So bear with me here. I am on the bottom. In the background is a game. The game was also very, very interesting. And let me just say, I really wish Keji would have still accepted the penalty and then came back and played the game on. It's 2 hours and stuff. Still, I would still, I would still would have liked to see him do that. Okay, so this game stream started. It's a 6-hour stream. They hyped it up. They played some Josekis, and here is where the offense started. The offense happened right now at this point. Late middle game, early end game. YouTube, cooperate, please. Okay, right around here. Keji was around very far behind in the game. Right now, see 16 points behind, and that was a very good shot there. So right before these two moves, we had Keji play. It's a little bit after this. This is a ko, so Keji is under a lot of. It's a very difficult game for black. He plays a ko threat, white takes it. And now Keji, this is the first offense in today's game. Keji, under a lot of stress, takes the stone, and you don't see it. He puts it next to the clock on the table. Byun keeps playing. Unlike the last game, Byun keeps playing, just ignores this. This is very sportsman-like, which is good. It's not up to him to, tell the ref about the rules. The refs are looking and stuff. Okay, this is a very strong ko threat. This is going to capture the left-hand side for a group for another 40 points. Here, Keji, let's watch it. Let's watch it. When does he do it? So now the stone has been there, and let's see what happens. So here, Keji, here he puts it. He just slides it off the table. This is next to the lid. That is next to the bowl. So he's got two stones now. That's one next to the bowl, one next to the clock. And a little bit later here, the Baduk TV is gonna take out the image of Byun, and they're gonna show that stone that we just saw. And this game is a total joke. Unfortunately, this one had the potential to be a good game, but yeah. So after a while, about 5 minutes later, Keji realized this, and he put the two stones back into the bowl. So no one said anything. Keji, so all of a sudden he realized. He put the two stones into the bowl. Okay. So by this time, he has put the stones into the bowl. Here is where Byun has been thinking for a while, more than 10 minutes. This is Byun has a huge lead in this game right now. He has two ways of playing that are very good, winning. He's deciding between them, and it's 23 points ahead. And he is going to. He's not gonna be playing a move yet, and then soon after this, well, not that soon after this, a few minutes after Keji put the stones in the bowl. So now, all the stones are in the bowl. The refs are gonna come. Oh, Keji's looking out here. They're gonna come up at any moment, and here is where the referees came. The referees. In comes the cops. Keji, what you gonna do when they come for you? So they're coming for Keji, and here Keji's gonna say a bunch of things. He's like, you gotta pause the game after Byun makes a move. You can't pause it in my game because Byun has, Byun needs, do this when it's my turn. Do it when it's his turn. Do it when it's my turn. When you pause the clock, that way no one has an advantage. This is what he's saying right here. He's like, you can't do this. You gotta do this at least during Byun's turn until he makes a move. because now he's getting a lot of extra time to think, is what Keji is going to say along those lines. And so later this is going to escalate. They're going to go off of the board. They ended up pausing the game anyways. Right now, clearly the Koreans are very, very happy. We got him. The outlaw is being arrested. Keji is being arrested. I'm very happy about that. And so then after this, it's a 2-hour pause, 2.5-hour pause, and then the guy came out and said they are gonna, the Keji did not accept the penalty, and they're gonna award Byun the victor. Now I'm not sure what kind of penalty that would be. It would be reasonable to make this a 2-point penalty, although it does sound totally because Keji caught it before the refs went up to do. Maybe the refs waited. Maybe it was a case of like a VAR thing in football. They were deliberating, deciding whether to pause the game or not, intervene or not, and then Keji put the stones back. They kept deciding for a while, and then they finally decided enough is enough. Keji is too rude. We have to go stop this match. And then so they went up and stopped this match. Okay, and then after a 2.5-hour deliberation, they stopped the match, awarded Byun the winner. However, Keji, I really would have liked to see Keji accept, if it's a 2 or 4 point penalty, I would really have liked to see Keji accept that penalty and come back and still play the match. I really hoped that would happen, and we would see another like 50 moves or something, and then very likely Keji would have lost the game and then resigned the game and so on. I very much would have liked to see that. Unfortunately, he thinks he's being unfairly arrested, and he's gonna just protest by forfeiting the match. I really hope that he would do that. I really hope that he would do that. So it's very unfortunate. So in this regard, in this game, Byun has done absolutely nothing wrong at all in this game. Or he didn't even say anything. He didn't have to say anything about the stones. Okay. So the game itself was very, very exciting, and it reminded me a lot of my own games as well. I have had, in fact, a game that I attribute as my coming of age game was a game like this one, where I was playing as Black, where I fell very far from behind, but very calmly I came back in the game. So beginning here, very easy Josekis. Here is a very normal Joseki. Before I showed you guys some Josekis, but this is the most simple one. We will skip over those for now. The important thing is the game right now is very, very easy, very, very even. This is a common move. This is a this is a relatively conservative move. Keji is choosing to sort of stop white from making a huge territory. Another way to do this is to make a big territory yourself, and play with white there. So this is like a very balanced big game. Keji wanted to play a split up game, and this may have a little bit of a repercussion later. Keji is a little bit more comfortable in that regard. I myself, I'm more comfortable like this too. However, in this game, soon after this, this is all AI variations, so totally even, but the result of this exchange will be not what Keji wanted to have at first. Remember, it felt to me like Keji wanted a split up game, like small territories, complicated fights, lots and lots of complications. But after this game, after this Joseki, white has a big territory, and black is the one black has an attack on white. In fact, black is at 54%, so it's totally fine. But Yeah, totally even and good. But white does have a big territory, and it's up to black to try to get a gain on the attack against white. And so the next move, this move is a very good one for us to pick up as Go players. White headbutts, black extends up, and then black plays this move. This is a very, very good attacking move. Now, Keji, as a Go player, I feel that he is a little more comfortable playing the defense, playing with weaker stones and defense. I really like how the way Keji plays, and so this move is a very, all professionals. This move is a move that we have to understand all professional games, to have a chance of to know what's going on. Black is attacking white by strengthening the weakest attacking stones. In this case, it's 4 stones here, and he's strengthening by making territory, which is also making ice space. Of course, he's also taking ice space away from white at the same time. This is what they do all the time as professional players. So understand this, and you will have a very good chance of explaining and understanding professional games and professional moves. And if you do this in your own game. It's very, very important. Okay, the game continues. Black attaches, and here is where the first major fight starts happening. White is strengthening white. White made a huge territory. Now white is just taking care of this one group, going for the long game. Still, this game is very even, ever so slightly in black's favor in actually. So here, black plays these moves. This is using the remaining agi with the stones. And here it was very important to use the agi in this manner. Give up an extra stone to get this extra extend back and play this. This is the longer game. Now, remember we talked a little bit about the Keji and what I felt like Keji's game plan was, right? It felt like his game plan was to have a very split up map, split up board, lots of complicated positions and so on. This is a very simple board where white has a huge territory, black has an attack against white, and it's going to be a way, black is going to have to come up with some gains in the attack and surround some territory and build and so on. So this was not his plan, and this may have contributed to why he chose the other things. I don't think it's going to be any sort of like disruption in terms of the what happened yesterday with the referees and the sorry, you have to put a stone in the lid or else you're rude, that kind of a thing. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think this is all to do with the game plan, and this is on the board itself. Okay, so he connects, that's normal, but next he goes for more, which is why he really wants something that is, that's a split map situation, saves these stones probably, something like that. And so here it starts going wrong for black. White connects, and here he has to go this move and then Atari and extend back. White will play here. This way black loses a few extra points versus the original shape. 1 or 2 points, a couple of points, but it's it's a couple of points, not like 10 points or something. But if you were going to do that, you would have played the AI moves earlier with these moves. Of course, if you played these moves, of course, you're going to continue to do this here. And so right now, Keji plays this move, and right now it's still okay. This is, we did a recent video on this called the Big-Headed Ghost. I don't care what you guys call it in other Go associations. This is called the Big-Headed Ghost. We did a video on this. In this particular case, because black is still dead on the inside, white captured a lot of stones and destroyed some black territory. White is getting the territory and destroying black territory. So this is very, very good for white now. And here black needs to play this Hane. In fact, here white is going to do something even stronger than just capturing the stones. When black Ataris, white was always going to counter attack. Okay, this is very common. I played a game recently very much like this in a qualifiers for an international tournament. And so I remember back to my youth when the first game, after the game where it was my coming of age game, I said, if I can come back after this game, I will feel really confident as a Go player. And I did come back, and that's how I am the way I am today. So things went very, very wrong. I was very calm and came back. Of course, expect absolutely the same thing out of Kejie at this moment. First, he goes for this, but here still needs to just cut the losses and continue. Here, clearly, White has surrounded much more territory than the original case, but still within. It's still kind of close. Well close. Well close. Like the game is wide open, close to 50-50. Like 2080, if like 1090, something like that on the AI, which is still well recoverable. So Kejie played this one, and here Byun played something that's very, very important and something that we have to remember to do when we have a chance to play against very strong players. That is, when you have an opportunity to gain, don't waste your opportunity. And here, so White is digging into Black's territory even more. When Black Atari is here, you and I we're connecting. We just gained even more after capturing. Of course, we'll just safely connect. All good. Have a good lead and so on. This connect is only about. It's not hugely. It's not a huge advantage if White just connects, because this is a outside-inside exchange. This is a thickness principle exchange. If White if White connects, I can always check for you guys. This is actually a 92% for White right now, which is 92%. The way White played was 99%, which is probably 5-6 more points better. Make sure you when your opponents are struggling, when your strong opponents are struggling, or any opponents are struggling, make sure you do not let your foot off the pedal. Press on for the attack. It's easy to do when your opponent is lower ranked than you when we play, right, guys? It's easy to do when your opponent is lower ranked. We're like, what are you doing? You can't do this. You can't do this. Let me just kill you outright. It's easy to do that. It's much harder to do when you're winning against a very strong opponent. So make sure you guys adjust your game as a result. Of course, the strongest players in the world don't need us to tell them what to do and how to adjust and so on. They do a good job of doing that. So this is how this is a nightmare start for Black, 99%, and 12 points, something like that, which is not as high, not as bad as we 12 points is not, it's still within striking distance. So at the end result of this, White has maintained the capture, destroyed a lot more Black territory, captured a few more stones. Black played this move, which made a couple of points, but crucially, Black is cut on the outside, which is a big loss. The thickness value of this cut is very, very strong. For example, in the game, Black plays 2 moves in the middle just to connect these 3 stones. And that allows White to further take care of the last remaining weak group. Black cuts, White cuts here. And here, White just goes for a relatively safe capture of the 2 stones. This group is now totally alive. Black captured 1 stone. And now we can sort of see how Kejie is trying to come back in the game. On the board, this is very, very good. Kejie has done a very, very good job. Of course, who am I to know Kejie is very good at coming back and playing Go in general. Me too. I have played a game myself at the US Go Congress recently in the last year. In 2024, a game very similar to this. I was down by a lot. At one point I was down by 25, 33, something like that. Okay, I did win that game, so I was hoping that Keji could also win this game too. Everyone at this moment, after yesterday, really wants Keji to win, except all the Koreans, of course, and they're rooting for the Korean player. So black plays these moves. This makes some territory, and here white has one weak group. This is the last remaining problem in the white game. So the game continues. Black has 1%, and Fine Art doesn't tell me the AI score, but the broadcast does have that AI score. Here black does something quite interesting here. So black is at a very big disadvantage. It's hard to find a good way to play. So if black plays these Ataris, this is a clear thing. White will capture one stone here. So white is going to live after that. If black extends, white will have this Atari and extending Sente. This squeeze is going to be Sente, and it's going to be very easy for white to survive after this. Just make an eye in the middle, and everything should be relatively good. In fact, there are other moves that white can play, like this Atari and then this move. After this stone is still captured, white can survive in the corner. It's easy for white to survive that way. So in times like this, and when white doesn't have that strong of a follow-up, when you play something like this, it can be very, very confusing. Keji is a very strong player when he goes for confusing things, which is very, very interesting. By the way, here, when white plays this attach, if black presses here, this attach will work, and this would cut the two sides. For black to maintain connection, he played as he did in the game. This is how black is going to maintain connection. In case you guys are wondering why Keji chose the doggy door solution on the left. Okay, so this kind of a move is a very interesting one, and when you guys are behind this kind of move, it's very good. It's sustainable development. It is, you don't have much weaknesses. You are clearly doing something important, and it is definitely threatening something against the opponent. Okay, good. So here there was an exchange here. And so when black Atari'd, black would later have some Atari like this. Maybe this helps in this fighting over here a little. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why white didn't connect. It may or may not be important for white to connect. In any case, the game goes. Black captures two stones. It's a lot of thickness gain, but white plays another move here. Connect, white will play something like this or block, and white is totally safe in the corner. Atari capture, white is totally safe in the corner. So now white took black's corner, gave up two stones. Seems like a very good exchange, simplifying exchange for white. It's hard for me to, the score is at around 99%, so it's hard to prefer one over the other. And so after black captures this, white move will counterattack the three stones, and then white captures three stones and lives. At this moment, it's very important not to go for like making two eyes or something, not to be too defensive. Okay, so after this, black also gains a little with the Hane. Now black is making a plan B, Moyo number 2, which is very good. This shows a lot of... So white has played very, very well, of course. Black nightmarish start, but Keji is trying, and he has, a plan one plan after the other. So very good. So after this, white played here. And here is where Keji played Atari and capture of the one stone. This move for white is clearly meant to be a, ending the game kind of a move. You and I would have played this capture. You might play better and play this, this block as a capture, or you might play better and play this move, and maybe we can, maybe this move is a sente move against this. You might play all these better moves. Byun played this, very, very reasonable. So this, but then here white went for a very, very strong continuation. This is like, I'm surrounding you now. White is using this group as thickness. He's playing on the outside of the white thickness, making black play on the inside. And so this is very, very strong. And clearly, Byun doesn't want Kejie to, get a big territory and then counter game and win by 5 points. He's gonna play, he's ahead by 15. He's gonna win by 15 or more. Okay, so this code happened, and here is where Kejie is clearly not in a good spot. Before the deficit is not like it's 99%. It's like 12 points, still very, very well within any player's striking distance. Not a surprise comeback if something were to happen that way. So Kejie played it. Here is where he had to play a ko, which was really now the bad situation. If he played this, so because there's 3 stones here, white has many, many moves. When white connects, black has to find a way to live, and even if black finds a way to live, white is totally safe, and white is definitely gonna survive inside black's territory, for sure. So so he judged this was not gonna work, so he went for a ko. This is where the game really went above 15 points. So this is what happened. White makes a ko thread, connect. This ko thread is worth 40 points for white, 45 plus another 5-10 points for black. It's like a 55-point ko that white gained, 55 points or so with the ko. So now black is forced. There's nothing black could have done about this. Something like pushing here to capture this was not gonna do it. Suppose black does this, push here, white Ataris, push here, white's gonna ignore this, throw in here. So black is not gonna win this ko unless he gives up on this 55-point group. Remember, more than 55, maybe 60-point group, because black's second group is still in danger. So now black is really all in. He has to make a capture in the middle. He is at 98% in this variation, Byun. However, this one, white is gonna have to Atari and play something like this to make something alive. In fact, I saw an AI variation that went like this, and you guessed it, yes, another AI variation goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, like this. And if white totally dies on the inside, I'm sure black is gonna win at this point. So it's still not very clear at this moment, but here this is white up by 23 points. Of course, if white could just survive easily on the right-hand side, the AI would have had white survive easily on the right-hand side and not play this move. This move gives black a chance to play like this sort of thing, give up some territory and just keep this whole thing captured. It's hard to imagine that the AI would play this move. There's probably 10 other moves, but white has to survive here in a not 100% certain spot. I know, you and I, put me up there. Can I beat Kejie from this position? If you put me up to this position, I'd probably, I told you guys we have to do the maximum possible, so I may have a chance to do that. I may have a chance to do the AI stuff, but more likely, what I would have happened was this. I would have played here. I would have I had so much territory. I'd play these moves in Sente. I'd play something like this. I'd play something like this. If I play here, there's this wedge. So I'll probably play here and make black play here. So I'll probably do something like this, and I've seen plenty of games where this is the case. And right now, like this, white is actually at 22%, like slightly behind 1 point or two. So, you know, if I were playing, would I have beaten Kejie at this point? Possible. If I thought of this for a long time, possible. But if I were just to see this situation now, I very likely would have chosen this variation. I would have chosen this variation, and I would have ended up losing to Kejie. More points at the end game. If I played Byun at this point, if we reversed colors, I would also lose. That's me. So so at this moment, Byung was contemplating for a long time, about 13 minutes, and this is when Kejie realized his mistake earlier with the stones. He put his 2 stones on the table into the bowl. He was probably still a bit annoyed at, like, oh my god, is this rule? And he was thinking about yesterday. He's like, man, now perhaps it's gonna be okay. I hope they give me a break for finding this and putting the stone on the bowl. A few minutes later, Byung hasn't made a move yet, and after that, the refs came up and they just wanted to award the penalty, the 2 points. Maybe they wanted a 1, strike and out. I don't know what they wanted. Yes. So maybe they looked at Byung and said, oh, he's thinking for 12-15 minutes. Maybe he's in trouble. Maybe we should go up. I have no idea. I don't know. The refs really wanted either to arrest Kejie for being strong at the game, sort of thing, for not doing the stones on the lids or something. There is another variation here, which is here. This is probably what Byung was contemplating. There's this variation which is a little bit more complex, although this one is white wants to save every stone. And remember, if I, why I told you guys we want to do the maximum, don't ever let up, especially against strong opponents. I want you guys to do this kind of a move. But let's be honest, even if I went up and I just told you the recommendation, I probably would have chickened out. And so when you play your actual games, it's very, very, like, you chicken out when the more important the game is, the more likely you are to chicken out, which is especially important for us to get into the habit of not chickening out. You guys know what I mean. This is the other variation. Here, white is going to try to survive in the middle. There's an gote I space on the corner. So here, black is going to play these moves. He has to play this move, which is sente, and then destroy that I in the corner. And then it would be up to white to try to survive on the outside. White has one. White has one I already. Here the fine art AI is giving me a variation that looks like this, and this is not so clear. This is not so clear, right? So but it's more likely alive than not. It's gonna be very difficult for me to come to this decision too. Needless to say, this is the finals. $200,000 is on the line. Something like that. It's not, and you have like 40 minutes left on your clock. As Byung, I would use 20 minutes for sure at this juncture. It's a very important, it would be a very important moment in my life. So definitely gonna do that. Anyway, that's another very complex variation. Black has nothing. Black has no choice. He has to go for the capture. Anyway, so this is the moment the refs intervened, wanted to give Kejie another 2 points penalty. He refused. He's like, this is ridiculous. Most of the world thinks this is ridiculous, but realize, guys, most of the Korean people and players do not think this way. Remember, most of the Korean people think of this as a situation where the Chinese players are very rude. Kejie is very rude and insolent, does not respect the rules, and it's a case where they're very happy. They're like, we should get him, and now they got him, right? And they got him twice, right? And they got him twice. That's the most important place on the world stage. They got him, so they're very, very happy. I see a lot of comments saying things like, if I was Byun, I would commit the same offense also, so that my opponent, they gave me 2 points. I will also give my opponents 2 points. No, they're not thinking of this way. Anyone who thinks this way is not in Korea. Anyone who thinks this way is Chinese, American, maybe some Europeans, maybe all the others who are watching. The Koreans are not thinking of this way. For the Koreans, this is a matter of the Chinese players are very rude. We have to put them in their place. We have to arrest them. And today they did a good job at arresting Kejie, committed the offense, and they did this. They may or may not revise the rule, but anyways, this is what happened. But just realize the Koreans are not looking at this as a thing. The Koreans are looking at this as the Chinese players are rude. They don't put the stones inside the bowl, so that when the Korean player is counting, they miscount. And I can't count when the stones are not inside the bowl lid. I just can't count this. It's so unfair. The Chinese players are having such a big advantage this way. This is how the Koreans are seeing this. In this finals, the captured stones, when they are not in the lid, were always on the table. The refs are like, oh, he's not putting and the other Korean explanations that I have seen by Korean players on the rule was along those lines. It's very unfair for the Korean players because the stones are not in the bowl. I can't count. And it really affects them a lot. It's so unfair. They bring up another instance where it's like they played a game and the Chinese player had a lot of dead stones off of the board. He just took them in front of him, not inside the lid. So the Korean player said, oh, I am winning by a lot. He only has 5 captured stones. Okay, great. 5 captured stones. I'm winning by so much. Let me play, let me play safely. And then when it came to counting, he pulls out all these stones and he's like, oh, what? He's actually losing. So the argument there is, I'm a professional player, man. Oh, and I can't count. I didn't know my opponent had more than 5 stones. I didn't know my opponent captured more than 5 stones. Oh, it's so unfair. I would have won if I knew my opponent captured more than 5 stones. Oh, referee. Oh, so unfair. Anyways, so this is how they feel. This is why the rule is adopted. This rule was adopted because the Korean people and players think the Chinese people and players are very rude and they don't obey the rules. It's a way to get them to obey. And as a Go player, as any person, I'm not very happy being told what to do, which is on the other side. Which is the other side of the story. So at the end of this, let me just say, if you guys play Go in Korea, I always say Korea first, in America, China, Japan, Europe, Latin America, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, you have nothing to worry about. In all of our tournaments, the rules have a lot of leniency, and if you don't know much rules, they will tell you, and if you commit some offenses, they are gonna be much more lenient towards you than otherwise. So don't worry at all about this. Go is a great game to play. Go is extremely fun. Trying to come back in a game like this is very, very fun. Trying to win a game like this is also very, very fun. Go play in your next Go tournament. This is a very, very good game to play. It's very, very fun. Okay, it's very, very fun. At the end of this, let me read some comments from chat. And this is the first time that my YouTube channel has had many viewers. So thank you all for watching. And I'm gonna read a lot of YouTube chats. Twitch people, I also read this. Thank you guys for sticking. Okay, so here is what happened. Oh God, I hope my review of the game went okay. I think it did. Okay, all good. So let's see some of these. We caught up to the chat there. The rule of the point penalty doesn't make sense at all. Glad I learned a new strategy for playing with my Chinese friends at my collegiate Go club. Yeah. You could easily turn this this rule into something where you can make a lot of friends in Go, so don't worry. This is good. This game is just a total joke. At this game, Kejie's chance is Byung's mistake. True. Although I just showed, I actually came back in a game like this. Reminded me a lot of that game at US Go Congress. When you guys face this kind of situation, guys, make sure you don't play like Kejie when he played on the board. The moves are all very good stuff. We'll look deeper into the science of coming back at my US Go Congress lecture coming up in July this year. We'll look more into the science of coming back, but at this point, play like this, play like what I will tell you guys, play calmly, try to not go for too much overplays, and do this. But when you have a chance to play, just play. For Kejie, I really hope that he would come back. He's walking out as he forfeited this game as a like a big protest, like this is ridiculous kind of a protest. But if you guys are playing, I hope that you all will continue to play in this situation. If you guys can come back in a game like this, it will feel very good, and it will develop you as a player. This is facing adversity and everything. It's all very good. Make sure you do this. Yes. This person said a lot of Korean. I don't know. We can't see the board. Oh no. I hope it went okay. I just hope it went okay. But pause the game in this way is killing the only chance that Kejie had. This is saying that pausing the game for 2 hours is a great way to give Byung enough time to think about what he's gonna do, and this is primarily what Kejie was complaining about too. He said you should pause the game, come up and pause the game only after the Byung has made a move. So that's a very because this is giving Byung a lot of time to think. One person in our chat suggested they should do a sealed move. That way no one has an advantage. The Byung doesn't have an advantage, Kejie doesn't have an advantage because he doesn't know what move it is. So that's a great idea, and that's a great idea. They should definitely do that whenever they have a pause. They definitely do this in other sports as well. Okay, this Korean guy. No, this guy said something in Korea. I don't know what it said. Shame Korea. You can say shame Korea, but just realize and understand that for the Korean people, this is likely not something that they are ashamed about. The general Korean consensus is that the rude Chinese player Kejie has been justice was done because they arrested Kejie for this. And they might even say that he was a coward for storming off and not playing this game out because he's in a disadvantage. This is how this is likely to be interpreted in Korea, and I think this is when I hear the explanations the Koreans are giving for this rule. Most of it is what we talked about before. It's there was an incident where a Chinese players returned a stone to a Korean player, and at the end of the game he said, "Oh, I returned a stone, so I should have one more point on the board." And so the Korean player won by half a point, or the Chinese player won by half a point if he didn't do that. It's punishment enough if the rule just said a return stone is a return stone, right? Or if a stone that's not in the lid is not counted at the final counting, right? Something like that. No, the rule is 2 points, and then also the second rule and you're out. They really wanted to get him, and they got him. So just remember, this is not. We might, the world might see this one way, but the Koreans are not gonna see this event in that way. When you talk to your Korean friends, be mindful of their feelings. Okay. Yes, Ke is in a hopeless situation, especially with a pause, giving away his 1,000th chance of Byun crumbling under time pressure. Yeah, I still think so. Forfeit by not agreeing to the penalty is the best way to make more drama, and he likes that. Exactly. I really wanted him to come back and play the game out. There's enough drama, and there might be even more drama if he could come back. It's not impossible. Especially if they make Byung do like a sealed move, right? Make sure you guys, when you play the game on. The game is very, very fun. Yes, so the pausing simply kills the game. It's not just to make drama, it's a fair reaction to an unfair treatment. I think it's fair, but I still think I would still like to see him do that. And go on and do Ke does stream a lot too, so go on his stream and badmouth the people about it. I guess it's subjective, but a pause was required, and it would be unfair that it happens on Byun's turn. It would be unfair. Yeah, it's better if they waited a bit more, and maybe this is why this happened. They're waiting for Byun to make a move, right? And so then they would pause the clock and give Ke a 2-point penalty. Maybe that's happened. I highly doubt that. But maybe they're waiting for that. But Byun hasn't made any moves for he hasn't moved for 15 minutes. They could have just waited for Byun to move, but something clicked in them to stop the match, and they succeeded in stopping the match. But would it then be unfair if it happens on Ke's turn when he's the perpetrator? Exactly. So this way, the sealed move was a great idea. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. It's also not fair on Ke's turn. Also, you are punishing him with 2 points. So it's. Yeah, that's what Ke is arguing. I kind of see that. Also, if they're gonna punish you for placing the stone next to the lid on the table, oh no, I can't count because your stones are not all inside this lid, nice and neat. Or there's too many stones inside your lid. I can't count the stones that are underneath other stones. Oh no, Rev. Oh no. If they're doing this to you, I don't think arguing for it's your turn or his turn, that's like a minor thing compared to that. If they're doing this to you already, I don't. Ke clearly, most Go players do not know how the Korean's half of the story, which is why I make it a point to tell the Korean half of the story. Remember, for the Korean side, it's very important to have more civility in this game, and they have to punish the players who are so rude. They don't put the stones on the lid. They hide a stone. So oh my God! I thought I'm a professional. I didn't know my opponent had more than 5 stones of captured stones. I would have played differently, and I would have won if I knew he had more than 5 captured stones. So that's I. Sorry, I got carried away. I wanted to tell you the Korean half of the story. I told you the Korean part of the story, but it's not half. Not all Koreans are like this. Not all Korean organizers are like this. Not all, in fact, probably most Korean players are not like this. And in this tournament, Byun perfectly okay in the last game. And he didn't do anything that's against the rules when he calls the ref over and says, "Oh, could you, in the second game?" That's the only questionable thing. So the player, nothing too bad. The referee, they wanted to see the Korean player win, so they got around to do that, and they succeeded. So they did what they wanted. So and the Korean people generally agree with that, is my opinion. So that's how I see it. That may or may not be right. The Korean people generally agree with how the Koreans see these events. And I may not be right about how Koreans generally see these events. I may not be right about how the Koreans believe the Koreans see the events. Everything. It's just my opinion. I think that's how the Koreans are seeing this. Most Korean Go players, it's about time to them. It's about time we showed these, insolent Chinese Go players what's up. It's about time. It's long past about time, according to them. Okay, but it's an unfavorable pause as part of the penalty for an infraction can be fair too. Sealed move would also be fair. Yes. There are many ways at least to pretend to be fair, but the Korean side didn't even try to hide. The Korean side is like this. What, you think the Korean refs are gonna favor the foreign players? Are you what? Are you kidding me? The Korean refs are gonna favor the Korean players. Why are they gonna favor the foreign players? That doesn't make any sense. This is one way, though. Kudje committed an infraction. He is not right to say that the timing of the pause is unfair. That is a shame. Shame on Korea. Shameful, shameless Korean. It's important to realize what the Koreans are saying. You might think after you understand what the Koreans are saying that it's even worse than you previously thought, or better than you previously thought. It is my opinion. I think this is how the Koreans see the situation. Rude Chinese players, it's about time, and time was good. And that most Koreans applaud this action, and most Koreans agree with how the rules were applied. This one I'm a little less big, I'm a little less sure on, but I think that's the case. Koreans generally support Koreans in all situations. So it's important for us to realize how I think the situation is, like how the Koreans see the situation, how we see the situation as well. Okay, I'm gonna put the game on play mode and auto mode, and keep looking at the comments. Even the Korean side says that because Kudje misplaced 2 stones, so by the rules, Kudje is to lose again like the second time. Yes, so the second rule is it's 2 offenses that I have caught you doing, right? So you've done this twice. It's a forfeit because it's 2 times. Another way they could say this is you are a habitual offender, so 1 time is enough for a defense for a thing. Another thing is a 2 point thing. If Keje was like, if Keje agrees, if the game was still about even and Keje agrees is likely to agree to the punishment, it may be them to just declare the match ended as well. But that's a whole other scenario. Okay. Give Keje a 2 point penalty is like a deliberate humiliation. Of course it is. Given that Keje found the stones and put it back into the lid, I think it's okay. But as you guys know, Keje is not the most polite player, anyways. So Great. So the only 0-1 champion in history was born. It's like saying we know we are unfair, but we want you to come back and lose. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what the people wanted, what the organizers wanted. 太搞笑了，赢0胜冠军 ，0 victory champ. Okay. Byun did win 2 games by the rules. Okay, next one we're not going to read. 负1分冠军才是输了还能拿冠军. Okay, 1 loss is also the same, and some smiling faces. Good. 神之一手太强了. Okay. 我现在强的可怕. Okay, all about the same. This is a joke. This is a great super move. Keje should have misclicked in the next Samsung Cup a few years ago. Low. Now, with the money and title on the line, you accept when the rules work in your favor. 现在还有比吗? No, the game has ended now. Oh my god, I lost track. Wow, huge comments. Oh my god, I lost track. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, guys. I lost track. Lots and lots of commentary. Thank you so much. I will read all the commentary at the end. Now the game has ended. Most Chinese players respect the rules, but Keje is a very rude person overall. He swears and makes noises during games. Byun Sangil, a totally deserved world champion. Yes, YSF. Keje also smashes stones during games. This take of the rules is existing just to spite Chinese players is wild. This was a very wild rule, and this is designed especially for the Chinese players. It's great. It's great. Keje deserves this. Yes. Many people do not like Keje, and they do think he deserves this. I think he deserves this too. Many people want to change Keje to be more polite. Like most of these are like 40-year-old men. I saw a comment in a WeChat group too. A 40-year-old man said, Keje, good. I think he's improved a lot in the last few years. Before he was much more rude, and now he's much more. He seems much more upright and reasonable standing now. I'm like, yes, you can. You go. You can tell Keje what to do, Dad. It's not my dad, but it's very. Okay. Anyway, a lot of people want to tell Keje what to do, and okay, they want him to be more polite for sure. Most Koreans have. Korea has been strict on rules forever. What is funny, winning the championships without winning a single game. Who was ahead when the second game was halted? The second game was halted when Keje was a little bit ahead, despite 2 points for sure. But they caught him on a second offense, so it was a forfeit. If there was no second offense, Keje was ahead. Slightly, very, very slightly. The game was very, very even. So Keuje was like 3 points ahead on the AI board. The South Korean player didn't win the game but won the championship. No sport spirit at all. I don't know what is funny. This is totally a joke. Keuje was ahead if you didn't count the penalties for placing the stones outside the lid. Yes, he was also ahead after counting for the 1 penalty. I don't know if he was ahead like 5 points and he was ahead after 2 penalties. He was ahead by 1 penalty. Thanks. And then the sealed move use a code thread. Yes. Laugh my ass off. Byun became the first person to win a world champion 01. Wikipedia is so fast. Nah, this game counts as Keuje abandoning, resigning. I agree, this game counts as Keuje abandoning and resigning. He might have been smart to continue and commit a second infraction so the 01 meme could be true. Very fair, very fair. Yeah, I do think Keuje should have came back to play and so on. But you know, not taking a lot of injustice, you can never. It's never wrong to not take any injustice and to do some protest, especially if that protest doesn't disfavor any of the fellow competitors or the organizers, which in this case it is right. He's giving up his last bit of a chance to win. And yeah, so I'm not commenting on that. I'm just saying Weiqi is so fast. Okay, T. It's kind of unfair for Byun because it's not his fault. But then he makes like $200,000 for it. So I guess that's his compensation. Low. Yes, I don't think anyone would mind to be in Byun's shoes for some criticism on sporting spirits, on sportsmanship or stuff. Ref. He did it again. The 2 stones outside the bowl lid. Every time I remember to my 13-year-old girl opponent who said, "Ref, he played 2 moves in a row." Yes. I didn't protest. I just accepted that result. I was 10. My opponent was 13. I was 10. So Byun, just doing what 13-year-old girls do, it's okay. Nothing too bad. It's kind of unfair for Byun because, okay, we read that. Korean Go players should just not play in China and neither should the Chinese players play in Korean. I hope not. I hoped even today that Keuje came back and played the game. I hope the games continue and we see more good games in the future. The game, no future. That's terrible for the game, though. That's basically the only 2 countries that play it low. I'm very happy that Japan is seeing a resurgence, and I hope more American players play. And like 2 Japanese players. Yeah, the chat is right. Chat is good. Okay. Shame on Korean Go organization, what a mess. I think it would be fair if they want to restore their reputation to completely wipe away all 3 games. And redo all of them from scratch. Yeah. But we would all like to see the rematches if that happens, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The thing is, Keuje complaining about unfair advantage due to giving how opponent more time to calculate on a critical turning point is not the point. He said, why do they do not pause the game when it is his turn? Yes, that is what he said. Yeah. They always pause the game when it's Keuje's turn, when it's Byung's turn to give more time to... No, I don't think they did that on purpose. I think they just... But they did do it. I don't think they did that on purpose. Rules might be absurd, but it's even more so. It's absurd for you and I, but what I get from it is how much world champions concentrate. It is true. I am very in awe of how Keji, if he's doing, if he's committing this inadvertently, I'm very in awe of how concentrated he is at the game, and that is very, very good and respectful as a result. I respect him deeply for that. I myself, I find it hard to imagine myself committing something like this, but then again, I'm unable to concentrate on the game as much, and that's a very, very big, unfortunate thing for myself as a Go player. I'm not able to achieve as much concentration in anything that I do, to be honest. World Cup in 2002, when Japan and even Japan don't have the same rule. World Cup 2002 was Japan and Korea, and needless to say, the home team has a huge advantage in football, and it was also the best results that the Korean and Japanese teams had at home. This is not a surprise. People complain that the refs were very lenient to the Korean and Japan home teams, but the refs are always more lenient, and the home teams always have a huge advantage anyways, so don't worry about that. That's nothing too bad. People like to bring that up. The thing is, they paused the game on a critical turn. Keji said they could have done it earlier when it happened, or when it is his turn. Yeah, exactly. I don't know who can win a tournament with 0 wins, but now I do. Chochi-kun won a Fujitsu Cup with 0 wins once. Oh, interesting. Next time for Chunlan Cup, we can add a rule that every player must recite an ancient Chinese poem about Go before their match. No, China doesn't. China's not a country that does rules like that, so I don't know any other. China doesn't do this kind of thing. Opponent was very sick. Japan doesn't do this thing too. Japan will have like these manners, but if you don't do it, they would say, "Oh, he's a foreigner. He's excused for not having the same manners." Just realize at this point, the Korean people, most of the Korean speakers are on the Korean side. They view these incidents on the Korean side, and the Koreans' view is that the insolent Chinese, disrespectful Go players have finally got what was coming to them, and justice was done. Well, we're at a computer age. No one should be disqualified by misplacing a stone. Put a screen to add up captured stones if needed. Yes, no need to track anything, that's for sure, especially in one like this, because that would show how respectful and sophisticated the players are. Okay, this was a follow-up from reciting a poem about Go in Chinese. By pausing the game at the time, it gives more time for his opponent to think and play. This is a limited time game. It is unfair to him. But what happened back then? Opponent couldn't play, sick or in hospital maybe. They didn't listen and decided that he got 2 points penalty, and his opponent already had like 45 extra minutes to think about the next move. At the end, the opponent had 2 hours to think about the next move. 关键这种规则对围棋没有任何帮助。This kind of rule has the most important thing is this kind of rule has no help to any Go. To go, it doesn't help Go in any way. It doesn't help, get Go students. It doesn't help Go as a sport in any way. Any kindergartner would play Keji and just let him commit this foul twice and win. Nice. Keji was hoping to pressure the clock, and they just gave him his opponents more time. 3-0 win-win victory. No, okay. Okay. LG Cup will make Go no future. Is Keja still in the game? Didn't he withdraw from the game? Let's congratulate probably Byun Sangil for becoming the first Go world champion in history to win with a record of 0 wins in 3 games. This is Korean sports spirit. Reminds me of 2002 World Cup. Okay. Alright, the world chat is very, very anti-Korea. I am very, very thankful that you guys tuned in to watch my live stream. I've had the most number of views of any streams I've ever had. Thank you so much. Please give my stream some, give my YouTube channel some follows so that I can get to 1,000 followers mark, so I can make some money on the YouTube videos that I do, and that will help me be able to put out a lot more YouTube videos and do my part for the Go community. Thank you guys, and see you guys next time.